Hey, everybody. Welcome to episode number 33 of the Sit Down Marks podcast, sponsored by Coastland Apparel. Go to coastlandapparel.com. Use promo code BIRDTV for 15% off of your order. Episode number 33, boys. What do you say? What do you say? Name famous athletes that wore number 33. Go.
Walter Payton.
Okay.
Primo Fox.
No, Walter Payton was 34.
33
Shut your
is my number.
face.
And you're from Chicago. That's
Scottie
awful.
Pippen.
Yes. Larry
number.
Bird. Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Primo.
Well, who was the headliner of WrestleMania 33?
Roman Reigns.
Yes. And the world.
Roman Reigns
Roman.
and Triple H.
No, that was the one I was at. That was 32,
Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
I believe.
Oh, yeah, that was the one where they're like the crowd turned on it immediately.
Brock destroyed Johnny Moxley, a.k.a. Dean Ambrose, at the one I was at.
Sucks. That's stupid Brock Lesnar. And
Welcome, everybody, to the show. I am your heel host, Dirty Bird. I'm here with my boys, my pals, as usual, my Marks. Let me introduce them to you. First of all, from the land of the rattlesnake, Mr. Team Extreme, editor and producer of the show. Today, he is Primo Shango, looking like the Papa himself. What up, cuz?
What up, man? Episode 33. Already there. I can't believe it. It's been quick.
it has been quick. I don't like it. It needs to slow down.
33, man.
I still am
a
excited
good
for 50.
33 is actually what you're excited for.
17 away.
You are looking forward to 50.
Yeah,
What are you going to
50.
do when we get to 50? Are you going to
Jump out of a
like-
cake in the buff.
oh
In the
stay
buff
tuned for that one.
bagwell.
Stay tuned with that one coming soon.
Yes.
17 episodes
weeks.
away. Let the countdown start now.
I mean, I did the best of episode, and that was already 13 episodes ago.
Little known
wow.
fact-
That was a
Little known fact about me too. 33 is my favorite number. I wore 33 in high school.
So did I.
I love Larry Bird. Dirty Bird 33 is my gamer tag on Xbox. Dirty Bird 33 TV. Yeah, so there's.
I told Jeff Jarrett several times that you stole my number.
I did.
My number was
Well,
42.
no, I didn't steal it. I just had it like 30 years before you did. That's all. That's the real reason.
Back before like 100 was invented, they only had 99 numbers. To
Yeah.
work with.
Let me introduce to you the only baby face left on the pod, straight out of your mama's kitchen. Whose kitchen is it?
Still Primo's kitchen.
No.
But
No.
AJ's kitchen bit. Nope. See, it doesn't work. I can't.
Assistant editor and producer AJ, what's going on, brother?
Oh, hi, Marks. I'm excited.
Hi.
Got some fun stuff to talk to you guys about today.
Let's get to it, man. Let me first
Uh-huh,
thank
uh-huh.
our sponsor, Coastland Apparel, and also thank everyone listening on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Amazon Prime Music, Audible, SportsWire Online Radio on Fridays at 6:45, right before the Thomas Bryce Show, and also throughout the week. I tell you what, man, if you like the pod, if you like what we're doing here, please tell a friend and leave us a great 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to. We really would appreciate it. Beef! Man, we got a lot to talk about Big Beef, man, so it would only be appropriate that he bring us in the show today.
It's the Beefs are here, and I'm telling you, you better turn into the Sit Down Marks podcast with AJ, Dirty Bird, and Primo. And if you don't, Beef's gonna have to hit you with that beefy bomb. Tune in, folks. They won't disappoint you.
We're gonna see Beef on Friday. Me and AJ, St. Louis Anarchy. We're gonna be covering
Hell
that a
yeah.
little bit later, man. I'm excited for that, man. Are you?
Yes, I'm super excited. I hate that I have to. By the way, I'm giving the birds like Eminem. Why does he give bird like that? It doesn't make any sense.
I'm out.
But like half his fingers up. Mirror. Yes, I'm excited. I'm pissed off that I have to go to Springfield first.
It's okay. As
No,
long
it's
as you're
not.
there
It's
with me
unacceptable.
By the time that bell rings for that first match, man.
I will be. And last time we went to Anarchy, I broke my windshield on the way down. So let's see what fun things are going to happen this time.
We'll be covering that whole card here lately. And we also talk about it here, boys. Let's get the countdown started, man. We got those Royal Rumble tickets. Let's get the countdown started. From today, Wednesday, October the 20th, we have exactly 101 days until we're sitting in St. Louis, man. That's exciting.
In other words, 90 days short of a Primo title run.
That's right. That is correct.
This is true.
That's the only time I will ever put your title run over. Right now it's done. You suck.
All
but
right.
Still the champ.
Still the champ after all this time. All right, let's get to it. Time for the pop of the pod. This one goes out to my good old buddy Primo.
I just see Randy Orton, and then I see Batista.
I just see them walking down the street,
and then they're walking down the street, and then you got Randy Orton, and you got Triple H just.
Yeah, I always remember, turning the thumbs upside down.
I am the game.
I did like that gimmick when the whole thumbs thing because
I love Evolution.
Yeah,
I was okay with it. I wasn't the biggest fan. I like the suits too.
I popped pretty big whenever they had their little reunion feud against the Shield.
Mm-hmm. That was pretty cool.
Yep. Primo, talk to us. This day in wrestling history and birthdays, man.
This day in wrestling history.
Whose game is it?
Primo's game, baby. 191 days as your reigning, defending, sit-down marks pay-per-view champion. 191, 9 days away from 200, baby.
I think we might have to do that again.
That's a heck of a.
Wow.
It's a heck of a run, man.
We're off right now.
No, we're not. We're good.
But it says offline. Good. I'm just going to keep talking about this.
Yeah, you go. Keep going.
So, we are not offline at all. We're live. So, the thing about being I'm just going to stop.
This day in wrestling history, October 20th. That's today for all you marks out there, October 20th. I don't usually put these little small, like this guy beat that guy, just because it's, in the grand scheme of things, it's not quite historical, but due to it's a timepiece and it is relevant to something we'll talk about later on. But 1964.
All right.
Mad Dog Vachon.
Oh yeah, Vachon.
Defeated Vern Gagne to win the AWA World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah,
cool.
Wow.
64, dude. My mom wasn't even born yet.
That's weird.
1964.
Yeah.
Old Dirty was in primary school.
I was negative 11.
Walking
11.
in the snow, uphill both ways.
Mom was born in 67, so. Moving forward, year 2000. Bret Hart is released from WCW, and he also subsequently retires. He had suffered a concussion from the previous December in a match against Goldberg, and had only appeared a few times since. After being at odds with WCW and Bret taking part in the shoot column in the Calgary Sun, attacking WCW's product, the company stopped using him altogether and eventually released him via FedEx the same way they did Stunning Steve and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
So that match right there made me hate.
There is, the best there was, or the best there ever will be.
Poor Bret Hart. That's a good. Actually, that's pretty good.
That's what he does. That's those hands out there. Yeah.
We are two. That's one of my favorite Bret promos. That, like Phil Keith quotes Phil Collins. By the way, that match made me hate Goldberg. I hated Goldberg from that day until today because of that match.
Wow.
Because I love Bret Hart so much.
Understood.
Hate is a strong word.
Cool story, AJ.
Yeah, you gotta let that thing go, buddy.
It's a grudge, man. That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yes,
you got Papa
yes, I
Shango
did.
telling you that too, so he'll come in your spirit and do some
Yes.
crazy things.
You look like a mix between Papa Shango and a, like you said, a
Sad panda.
Sad panda. Sad panda.
And we got to your birthdays, October 20th. 1995. 1995.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Umberto Carrillo.
Carrillo! Got to
He's
roll the
young.
R's, get that Carrillo out
He is
there.
Carrillo. Wait, I can do it.
He is
I don't know why.
Garza.
Holy cow. Good
I
lord.
don't know why I'm pretending like I can't. See, I can
He is young. He's younger than my little brother.
That's young. I was in high school in '95. Wait, no, I was in
95?
junior high in '95.
I
Okay.
wasn't quite, but at least I was born.
Dirty was working in the mines when in
I
'95.
cut the black lung pop.
He's
I was working in the glue factory.
the glue factory. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah.
1970.
Here we go.
Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's old.
Ooh, Chavo.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
I like Chavo.
I always loved the Neil and
Yeah,
the
that-
Neil
yeah.
and the that was great, man. That was classic Chavo. Good storylines, a couple bad ones. Yeah, man. I mean, he's a Guerrero, man. God bless him.
1958.
God bless the Guerreros.
Hulk Hogan.
1950. No, he's older than that. 1958.
Arn
Ayo.
Anderson. The bad man.
Oh,
Yeah.
the bad man.
The
Bad man. That's why I didn't wear a Razor shirt, because I've had a Razor shirt, I don't think, the last two pods. So
Yeah.
his
You
actual
should've.
birthday, I didn't. I don't know if I have a third. I have a click shirt, I think. But yeah, the bad guy, man. His
He
birthday.
called Bret
Yep.
Hart the Hitman. I loved
Hitman.
it.
The hit man. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is this day in wrestling history and wrestling birthdays, October 20th edition. Also, real quick shout out to my mother-in-law. It's her birthday today. I'm not going to tell you what year she was born, though.
Primo's mother-in-law, born
Shout
in
out
1977.
Mother-in-law Shango. Happy birthday,
Mother-in-law
Shango.
Shango. Mama Shango.
Mama Shango.
No, wait, that would be Primo's mom. I'm off today. I'm going to retire.
Yeah.
Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So my Mrs. Primo's mom, my mother-in-law, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Mother-in-law Primo.
All right,
right.
AJ, you're up, man. What's going on in headlines? And did you see any good movies this weekend? Sir?
I don't know. I'm probably just going to botch it all anyways. So,
Well, just
news.
keep botching.
I know.
Botcher's
News.
going to botch.
This week, first we have TLC for WWE. Canceled.
No.
It's out. Did you guys see that?
Yes,
No.
I did see that.
So that was supposed to be in
Canceled.
Chicago.
Yeah, and they gave it the old chopsies because they didn't want to do 12 a year for some reason, and this is according to Dave Meltzer,
Okay.
who I will get to again in a second. They're going to do 2 in January instead. On January 1st, they're going to do a pay-per-view in Atlanta. I don't know which one it is yet, but yeah, they
No,
canceled it.
it's the new
It's a Great
year
American
picture.
Bash.
No,
It's the New Year.
yeah.
It's
Like
like
a
some
New Year's
crappy
Day
B
pay-per-view. So they'll do that one and then the Rumble too in January.
Yeah, both in
Oh
January.
yeah.
Up next, Rhea Ripley lost her title belt. She lost it on a flight, and she's asking fans like, "Hey, have you seen my title belt?" Like,
Sorry, it's called Day One.
day one, thank you. The pay-per-view built for the Usos.
Yeah.
Right. Down with Day One. Yeah.
So Rhea
Ish.
Ripley lost the tag belt.
Yeah, she lost her tag, but she lost her suitcase and the tag belt.
Oh, that's right.
When she
because
was on a
wore
flight.
Damian Priest's pants.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
Yeah.
then like a black tank top from some other girl that gave her. And yes, that's. Oh, I didn't know that's what actually happened. I just lost her bag, but oh man,
Amazing.
you learn your lesson, people. Carry it on.
Carry it with you, like wear
Yeah.
it
Like-
as like an
like-
actual belt.
Yeah, if I was a champion, it would
Kayfabe,
always be on me.
motherfucker. Come on.
Yeah, I would.
Right.
I would seriously get big belt loops.
Oh yeah,
on my pants and
Oh.
loop that fucker through there.
Oh, imagine. Yeah, like I would walk through the airport with a suit on, like looking like Nick
you're
Aldis
Ric
with
Flair.
NWA champion, like my chest bowed out,
You
like
carry it like
daring
this.
somebody to say something to me.
Yes.
And
What a champ, what?
security tells you to take the belt off. They're
You're like,
challenging
no.
you for the belt.
Yeah,
You can't challenge for this belt.
yeah.
Unless it's the 24/7 belt.
Hey,
Yes.
you know who I do want to challenge? The guy that's always sitting behind the table with the cup of tea. You know, everybody always changes the meme. Like, I want to challenge that guy because
Oh yeah.
you know, like nobody's really actually challenging him.
always
I don't
says,
think.
"Change my
He
mind."
just- yeah, I love it. Though. Those are great.
That guy.
Cup of haters.
All right,
No, stop it. Up next, moving on from that garbage. We just talked about Dave Meltzer. He has recently awarded the Bryan Danielson Kenny Omega match 5 stars. And for those of you who don't know the whole Dave Meltzer star rating thing, A, why are you listening to this podcast, you non-mark? And B, it's basically like getting 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's basically what Dave Meltzer's star rating is.
Based on one person's opinion.
Yes, based on it's highly. But wrestling nerds like myself, I love 5-star matches. Every time one gets one, I'm like, Brian Alvarez.
No, Omega and was it Okada did the 6-star match?
7. The Omega Okada 1 was 6 stars, and then Omega Okada 2, the highest rated match of all time, was 7 stars.
now see that's dumb.
Stupid.
Like, yeah, no, I mean,
Yes.
like, you know, like the stars is his gimmick, and that's all right. But if a 5 is the greatest match ever, we can't go
Why?
above that.
It's like Homer
Like, you
giving
know,
something.
We can't go 5.1.
But, you know, in the moment, you're like, man, this freaking Homer Simpson Krusty the Clown match was a 5-star match. And then next week you see Omega and Okada, and you're like, shit, this is a real 5-star match. But that last one was Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
So
you
now
have
it's
to-
like,
you have-
yeah.
It's like when Homer becomes a food critic and he gives things 7 thumbs up,
Yeah.
which is his lowest rating ever. 7 thumbs up.
I mean, I don't know. Dave Meltzer's had his star system for a while. People
Long
love
time.
him. It seems like a lot of people ain't on the fence about him. It seems like you like him or you don't. I'm like, I don't know. I give him credit because he's been around forever. Dude's watched
his
more. Dude remembers more wrestling than most of us have ever watched. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So he's a historian. So
Quick trivia question for you guys. So
Fire
WWE has been in existence for what, 40 plus years? Like,
sure.
and they have 14 5-star matches from Dave Meltzer. AEW, which just celebrated its 2-year anniversary, has how many in that time span?
6.
I was going to go with 7.
9.
Nice.
This is their 9th 5-star match, and we'll get to a match in a little bit here that is probably going to get another one. So yeah, it's a fun little factoid for you if you're a Dave.
He
Meltzer
loves
fan.
him some AEW and New Japan.
What it is what it is.
Thank you, Macho. I went back and looked up all the 5-star matches, and New Japan has like 70% of them.
How many are on Impact?
Impact has 2, I think. They have AJ and Samoa Joe, and then they have another one with AJ and
Angle?
No, it wasn't. Which that surprised me that it wasn't. It was AJ, Samoa Joe, and then AJ and someone else that I can't remember. Christopher Daniels, maybe, I don't know. So yeah,
Well,
that's
Angel.
a thing. One more thing. AEW beats WWE in the all-important 18 to 49 demographic yet again. Only their lead is now widening.
How about that?
Yeah,
WWE,
so
huh?
WWE is
After
in some.
3 boring minutes, The Rock says, "Know your role and shut your mouth."
I love that that's being used against WWE right now.
I know, right? Yeah, Tony Khan. We're gonna talk about it later. Because everybody's watching the ratings right now. We got guys cutting raps on each other. We got some zingers being sent across the across the velvet rope, getting into the club. If you already know what I'm talking about here, and people want to know where this club is, and Roman talking about throwing people out of it. So we're gonna get into that later as we get rolling in the pod. AJ, what was the movie?
So I
Movie of the weekend. AJ,
I decided
movie of the weekend.
AJ's movie of the week. So there are roughly 8 Marine movies. I saw the first one, and then I saw the second one, and then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to skip the third and go straight to the fourth because it is starring The Miz as Lieutenant. Oh God, okay. I don't want to botch his Marine rank, but obviously he's not a Marine. He plays a Marine who comes home, and his sister gets abducted. In every one of these movies, Marine comes home, female protagonist gets abducted, Marine beats Big Baddie, saves the day. And that's precisely what happens in this movie. And it is, The Miz is not a terrible actor. Like, he's no Roddy Piper, but he's like, if you like cuts, go watch this movie. Because there's not a single cut in the movie that lasts more than 1.3 seconds. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And spoiler, the Marine, aka The Miz, beats the baddie at the end of the movie, rescues his sister, and they all celebrate by dancing. I do not recommend this movie. I don't recommend any of the Marine movies. They are garbage. I can't wait to see what's next week.
Well, I tell you what, it was funny, guys. I don't watch Dance with the Stars, but I think it was on TV last night, and I walked across, and Miz was dancing.
Doesn't watch Dancing with the Stars.
Miz was dancing, so I stopped to watch. They were doing a Grease. He did a Grease dance. So
You better shape up.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, they were doing.
That was a guess. I didn't see it.
No, that's it. That's the one they were doing. So he's doing pretty good. So he's kind of like in the headlines a lot now. Everybody's kind of talking about him.
Why do I feel like every dance on Dancing with the Stars is that exact number from Grease?
I guess what? You better shape up.
Do, do, do. 'Cause I need me. Do, do.
Everybody's turning off the podcast right now. Let's get back to wrestling. Let's talk about tonight's fan shout out. If you listen to us, let us know. Send us a DM. Any kind of way on any of our social medias at Sit Down Marks, and let us know where and when you listen to the podcast. And we will shout you on the pod. Just like Derek from Atlanta, he told us that he just moved to Atlanta, and I couldn't wait to do this when I was reading this. He said that oh, this is great. So he said that Derek in Atlanta, he listens to our podcast while he is running, and he listened to us while he was moving from to Atlanta.
That's
from
dangerous.
Greens Bay,
Wisconsin!
Very good.
So thank you, Derek.
Derek!
Thank you, Derek, for listening to us while you run in the mornings. We really appreciate it, brother. Thank you for shouting us out.
Hopefully this time he can get those endorphins running with us doing our rendition of Grease. That's not Grease Light. Is that Grease Lightning? No, wait, no, that's Go Grease Lightning, Go Grease Lightning, Go. I don't know the words. Grease Lightning. What a terrible movie.
The original Grease song was like Frankie. That's the song I like. The original Grease.
Beauty School Dropout.
What is wrong with our Grease?
I don't even know. Like, I'm never bringing up a girly movie ever again on this podcast.
Grease Lightning, go, Grease Lightning. Grease Lightning, go, Grease
Lightning.
Lightning.
Thank you. All right, let's talk about the show today, boys. We're going to be covering Halloween Havoc 1996. I got an Arn Anderson promo school for you where he is going to be talking about Ronnie Garvin. We also got Crown Jewel, WWE Crown Jewel, which is tomorrow. And then we're also covering St. Louis Anarchy. Me and AJ are heading down to Granite City, Illinois on Friday to sit front row for We All Go a Little Mad sometimes, courtesy of St. Louis Anarchy. So we'll talk about that later. But right now, I want to talk about all our previous audio episodes are available on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Amazon Prime Music, Audible, and SportsWire online radio Fridays at 6:45. Primo, tell the masses, where can you get that Marks merch, baby?
Well, If you'd like some Marks merch like that baseball tee that AJ is currently wearing right now, you can go to tpublic.com/stores/sit-down-marks. That's STORES/SITDOWNMARKS.
Go Grease Lightning,
Just like AJ's got on right now. Also, don't forget to support our sponsors, CoastlandApparel.com. Use promo code BirdTV for 15% off your order. They just dropped some brand new hoodies. I got the shirt and the hat on today. We're all rocking the merch. You know it. Papa Shango brought his Coastland hat. So, all right, let's get to the meat of the show here. We're going to recap what's been going on here for you over in the last week of wrestling. So, all right, so AEW has been moved around because of hockey on TNT. So for 2 weeks, it has moved to Saturday. Dynamite's on after Rampage. So we're going to be a little backwards here, as we always like to go in order. So to kick off the show here, recap, I'm going to start with what's going on this weekend in independent wrestling across the some of our favorite promotions. Let me bring that to you here. Let's start off not this weekend, but next weekend. The Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament and Hell Hath No Fury is going to be in Berwyn, Illinois at the Berwyn Eagles Club. AAW is going to be a big weekend for them. Moving on this Friday, St. Louis Anarchy. We're going to talk about that later, so we'll come back to that. Next up, this weekend, PWX down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. Next Level is the name of the pay-per-view. It is their next card after having Suzuki and company there. Anthony Henry on the card. Jade Newman there as well. Also coming up here, next up is let's talk about Game Changer Wrestling. Got some news here for you guys. So everybody knows GCW, right?
Sure.
Everybody,
Yes,
everybody's
sir.
familiar with that. All right, well, they're coming up. They have a sister company now that's going to be forming on the West Coast. They've already started booking wrestlers out there. It's going to be called LA Fights. Is going to be the name of the promotion. LA Fights. So that's a little tidbit of news there. This Friday, our boy Beef is wrestling at St. Louis Anarchy. And then Saturday, he has a huge match at Limitless Wrestling. Now, Limitless Wrestling, this is one of our favorite towns to talk about in good old Yarmouth, Maine.
Yarmouth!
This Saturday night, the card is called Fresh Blood. Now, texting with Beef, this is the big one for him, this weekend. So we're going to try to see if we can talk to him at St. Louis Anarchy this weekend. But, yeah, Saturday he's wrestling Davey, his name is from the Wolves.
Davey Richards.
Davey Richards.
Davey Richards.
I always want to say Boy Smith, but yeah, Davey Richards. He's wrestling. Davey Richards is going to be a big match there Saturday night. So check those guys out. It will eventually be on IWTV. I don't know if it's going to be live or not. So next up, moving on, our boy Trevor Outlaw is wrestling for Freelance Wrestling this Saturday night at Logan Square Auditorium in Chicago, Illinois. He is going to be there. The name of the card is Killer Clowns from Logan Square.
Very fitting that Tyler Outlaw is on Killer Clowns.
Frank
Just
the
kidding,
Clown
Trevor.
is going to be on the card, as he is a prominent face there in Freelance. Him and Trevor often are showing up together there. So
They're homies.
Trevor
Yeah,
Outlaw.
they are. All right, last thing, guys. I want to pull on the heartstrings here a little bit.
He pulled so hard.
It just came right out.
It just can't. He ripped the heart right out of the show.
Yep, and there is no more.
There he is.
All right, so Southern Underground Pro out of East Nashville, Tennessee. You guys might have seen me wear the shirt and stuff before. All right, so they had this building there that they had wrestling called the Basement East. Now, I've seen wrestling there, but I haven't seen Sup there, I don't think. I believe it was a different promotion I seen there. But anyway, it's like a standing room only type of place. Anyway, long story short, a tornado came a couple years ago, ran through Nashville. I don't know if you guys remember those tornadoes that came through. Well, anyway, this was one of the buildings that came and took it out, or one of the tornadoes came through and took out the building. They restored the building, got it all back up to ready to go, and then the pandemic hit. All right,
They can't catch a break.
And then so now this particular card this coming Sunday. They usually do cards on Sundays, usually afternoon shows. Fittingly enough, you guys watch the Scenic City Invitational this year. It's usually on Sunday. They usually do a show on Sunday after. So they do TWE on Thursday, 2 nights of SCI, and then SUP is usually on Sunday. So in that same area. So this card is going to be called True Believers. It's their first show back. Finally, hopefully it's going to be back. So go support those guys. Glad to see they're finally bringing wrestling back to East Nashville. Glad to see it, man. Glad to see it.
What a shitty run they went on. That's awful.
Man, it was bad, man. Yeah, and it's just one of those kind of independent wrestling type of southern cathedrals, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Just just feels wrestling when you walk in the building there. All right, so let's get to what you've been watching on TV over the last week. I got Impact Wrestling to talk about with you. I got the Bound for Glory card to go over with you here first. So let me get started with that, baby. Let me find my notes here.
Baby clothes.
Find your notes, baby.
Baby clothes. Here we go. First up, Let me tell you something. All right, Impact Wrestling. I mean, the hype up of Christian. What's funny? My Dusty? My Dusty?
Oh, baby clothes.
Baby clothes.
Oh, yeah. Continues to be a classic. All right,
it's the most left field remark that we've had that made AJ laugh so hard.
Right. All right, let me get through it here. Impact. All right, so they've been hyping up Christian and Josh Alexander is kind of the opener. You know, they're running little clips throughout the opener while the music is playing. So the opener is El Phantasmo coming out with his Bullet Club, doing his gimmick and gyrating and doing his stuff, versus Rohit Raju and Willie Mack, a little thruple to start off.
Thruple.
If you're new to the pod, that's what we call three-way matches around here. Or four-way, or anything more than a two, we can call a thruple. So that's basically the rule. Basically the rule. So they come out, a three-way thruple match is what we'll call it. El Phantasmo gets the win, qualifies for the X Division title at Bound for Glory. All right, next up, guys, they going to introduce something here. Let's see if I can explain this the best way I can. It's going to be called a 20-man call your shot gauntlet match that's happening at Bound for Glory. So basically what this is that night they had a battle royal. Okay, the winner of the battle royal gets to come out 20th. So you know what a gauntlet match is. So the first two, winner, when somebody gets beat, next person comes out. So they're going to work the way up. So they have a battle royal, and winner gets to come out dead last, but the runner up has to come out first. So, weird little twist there. So they set that up. That's going to be the stipulation on the battle royal later tonight. So winner's going to come out last, and whoever the runner up is, basically whoever gets thrown out by the winner has to come out first. So keep that in mind for what's coming up later. Yeah.
So not only do they get fucked out of winning the battle royal, they then have to start first on the gauntlet match. Yeah. Oh, it's a double loser whammy. I like it.
Yeah, so the call your shot is basically Money in the Bank as we know it. So the winner of the gauntlet match is going to call his shot at, I believe it's going to be at any title they want. I don't believe it's just heavyweight title, world title. So that's the idea of it. So pretty cool. So it puts a little extra on Bound for Glory that I'm definitely watching this weekend. So they've sold me enough on it that I'm going to go all in. You better not disappoint me, Impact.
It's kind of like the NXT Showcase Tournament.
All right. Savannah Evans beat up Lady Frost and Deanna, or beat up Lady Frost, and then Deanna with Matt Rewalt comes out to tell
Rusev D
comes out to tell everyone that she will face Mickey James. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. I read that totally wrong. I remember it now. Savannah Evans beat up Lady Frost. So Deonna Purrazzo with Matt Rewalt comes out. Now her and Mickey are picking each other's opponents before Bound for Glory. So Deonna comes out to tell Savannah Evans that she'll face Mickey James next week because she is picking her to beat up Mickey James for her. So, all right. So the best part of the show of the night, man, this had me dying laughing, man. I should have told you guys to go check this out. I hope you did. All right, so this was the best part of the show. So they're heading to Las Vegas. So tonight was the official shutdown of Swingers Palace, and they're running little video clips, and everybody's getting their stuff and leaving. They've got like a little video reel of. You remember how Saban kept coming in going, "I love this place, I love this place." It was like a video reel of all of those. Man, it was like totally awesome. Anyway. So how they set it up is everybody's leaving. Chris Sabin comes in for one last look. They play a highlight reel of Swingers Palace. He's looking all around the place as the lights are being shut out and being shut out at the palace. And he's sitting there saying, "I love this place, man." He's just sitting there thinking, I love this place. I love this place. So that was great. And one of the Rizats, or I forget what they called her. Wait a minute. The Swingerellas. There was two Swingerellas. One of them went to Johnny and told her that she had feelings for him, and he goes, "Are you kidding me, Daddy?" He's like, "It's in the name. I'm the swing man. I can't be locked down with just one lady. I gotta have a couple. I'm the swing daddy." Get out. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be. So
that was
had me dying laughing, man. Had me dying laughing, man. Go
in
check
the
it out.
name, baby. Live the gimmick.
Go check it out if you hadn't. All right. Heath Slater officially signs his Impact contract.
Yes.
He wants a tag match at Bound for Glory against Violent by Design, and he wants Rhino to be his tag partner. Scott D'Amore tells him he'll give him the match, but he don't know if Rhino is going to show up or not. So.
Oh, Rhino will show up. What else is he going to do? Next
up, Josh Matthews says that Chris Bay's Bullet Club shirt is still number one on the Shop Impact.
Sure.
Yeah. So
for the two people that buy Impact shirts.
Yes.
Hey,
both of which are Chris Bay's parents.
I'll have no Impact slander. You can attack the wrestlers, but I'll have no Impact slander on my
it was just a statement.
I like Impact.
I don't have an Impact shirt.
See?
That's what you meant. Somebody buys. Yeah, that's what you meant.
I just I never think of ImpactShop.com or whatever it is.
Right. So Chris Sabin versus Chris Bay is out next. This was a very flippy match. Sabin wins by the cradle shock. This was definitely the match of the night. I was entertained. There was some flipping, a lot of jumping around going on. It was hard to kind of keep up with. But I was interested. And next thing I know, I was like, bang, cradle shock, it's over. All right, so Battle Royal time to find out about who's going to do what in this gauntlet match. Moose, Morrissey, Sabin are the last three standing.
Mm-hmm.
So Morrissey wins kind of in a really uneventful ending. Morrissey's going to be the last man to come in the gauntlet match. He throws out Chris Sabin. So Sabin's going to have to claw his way all the way through. He's going to be first. And I got a weird feeling that Sabin's going to go all the way through this thing.
I would be totally okay with that.
And Sabin get a push here. I don't know. Because Sabin Alexander, Sabin Christian, Sabin, whoever the X Division champ would be, kind of good. Seems like they're kind of putting a little more shine on these Impact kind of older guys that have been around for a while. Yeah, the OG. So, all right, let me get to the main event, though. It's not really a main event. It's basically Josh Alexander and Christian sitting in the middle of the ring, trading jabs with each other in a summit, quotations, with about their match. And basically they're, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to beat you. It was pretty good, but, nothing like out of the ordinary. And then the kind of cool part was, I think they really played off a shoot. Here's what I think happened. All right, so there was a video played on the screen or on your TV, whatever, of Christian at a press conference for AEW a long time ago, and somebody asked him, said, who they want to see you face, and he goes, well, who do you want to see me face? And it sounded like a shoot, like, a fan was like, Josh Alexander, and another guy was like, Josh Alexander, and he was like, huh? I don't even know who that is. But it looked like he really didn't know who he was. But then I thought, wait a minute, they're both Canadian wrestlers. Of course they know who they are, right? You know what I mean? So it could have been a work. But anyway, so that was the end of because Josh gets pissed off about that and walks off after seeing the video of Christian saying that. So, but anyway, yeah, he said, I don't even know who that is, but that's how. I mean, it was an interesting press conference, but wasn't. I mean, I guess it was a press conference.
It counts as
like
one.
That. Yeah, I mean, I guess it counts at ones. Yeah, but they're just trying to put some sting on that. On the Battle for Glory coming up, match coming up. So yeah, so that was the end of it. Let me run over the Battle for Glory card with you real quick. We just talked about it. World title: Christian Cage, Josh Alexander. Women's title, Knockouts title: Deonna Purrazzo versus Mickie James. X Division title: Trey Miguel versus Steve Maclin versus El Phantasmo. World Tag Team titles: the Good Brothers are the champions versus Finjuice or the Bullet Club. I think they have a match coming up to see who gets on that. Knockouts tag team titles: Decay, Rosemary, and Havoc will defend against the debuting Inspiration with two eyes. Inspiration.
Inspiration.
See what I did there?
Inspiration. I actually forgot that there was.
Then the Call Your Shot Gauntlet match should be awesome. Chris Sabin, Rich Swann, Brian Myers, Moose, W. Marcy, all in it. Violent by Design versus Heath and this, mystery partner or Rhino is what they're saying right now. And then we were talking about this earlier, Primo.
Might be one of his kids.
The lead-in show is going to be called Countdown to Glory, and this is where they're going to put this ridiculous digital media title on somebody.
That's so
Somebody, one of these cats are taking it. Jordan Grace, Crazy Steve, followed by John Schuyler, which that's my vote. Madison Rain, Chelsea Green, Tennille Dashwood, or Alicia Edwards. So,
how do you win it? Is it fan voted?
Yeah, I think
I don't know if it's fan voted or not.
Like
I thought
Cyber
they
Sunday?
were going to be in the. I thought they were going to be in the match, and then once they determine a champion, then they'll determine how it's going to be.
It's like, well, there's mostly females left, so
yeah. So maybe to see how they want to.
I don't think they thought this through when they were inventing this title.
It's like Primo said, they're trying to be progressive and find something new, but
just sounds like a Nickelodeon gimmick or something like that.
All we can do is see what they do with it. So.
Yeah, the actual name of the title is pretty dumb.
Yeah,
the idea behind it can be trend setting.
Go ahead.
No.
How long they're gonna call it the DMT?
The DM all the way.
The digital media title.
Until TNA gets taken over by someone
slide
else.
in my DMs, DMT.
Hey, look how trendy and hip they are.
Hey, look at me. All right, so yeah, so Thursday last week was Impact. So next up on the docket was Friday Night SmackDown with our good old buddy AJ or good old buddy Primo here.
I didn't know SmackDown. Fuck SmackDown.
I was looking at. You got Rampage and Dynamite up next. So, all right, what happened on SmackDown last week? I'll be honest. They flipped it to FS1. I did not get to see it, so I end up catching small little clips and highlights of the show. So,
you missed a big one.
Big one from Ontario, California.
You didn't miss a big one.
What happened, Primo?
Smacking it down, baby. SmackDown. It's the SmackDown Go Home show for Crown Jewel, which
that still makes me laugh. That still makes me laugh too.
All you marks out there, Crown Jewel is tomorrow at 12 o'clock Eastern time frame.
Or according to you,
open up the show.
Is that this month?
Yes.
Yeah. This is what I wrote down. Edge comes out because if Dirty was watching, he would understand. Edge comes out to open up the show. Then I wrote Iconoclast. He was wearing that. He was wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
I felt so dated when I asked you guys that.
I love it.
Then it said it's confirmed that Edge Rollins 3 is indeed inside Hell in a Cell is indeed taking place at Crown Jewel. Unfortunately, Edge cuts a promo on Rollins while Seth watches and seems to love it while he's watching it backstage on a monitor. Mm-hmm. Edge says inside Hell in the Cell he is going to scar Rollins' soul.
Scar his soul.
Your soul is mine.
I'm going to scar
Seems silly.
So next up, King of the Ring semifinals.
King of the Ring? Oh, I was about to say schmozzy ending, and you started talking, so I didn't. I just said shh.
I thought you were shushing us.
No, I was about to say there's going to be a schmozzy ending to that, so they can do it again at Royal Rumble.
I thought you just wanted us to be quiet. Me? I know.
Yeah.
I was like, wanted us to be quiet.
No, I was trying to quietly go away with it and just let him keep talking. Yeah, be like, wait, this is my segment.
This is my recap. Excuse me, sir.
But we have to talk on the podcast.
Schmozzy ending.
Otherwise, it's just us staring at the screen.
Soon to be recognized.
All right, so King of the Ring semifinals: Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. Finn Balor wins and moves on to the finals to face the winner of the Monday Night Raw semifinal matchup. The King of the Ring final match will be on Crown Jewel. There's a video package shown of Paul Heyman's history between Brock and Roman.
So they're gonna make Xavier go all the way to Saudi Arabia. Be the king. They'll bring it all the way back.
He can't cleanly beat Finn. Like, how is that even... Wait, no, spoilers, though, shit.
Not really.
Spoilers!
I have not reached there.
Yeah, Xavier was.
No, so, it was slated for Naomi to finally have a match against the in-ring return of Sonya Deville.
Yeah.
And instead, Sonya Deville swerved her. And
Sonny Deville.
And instead she brings out Shayna Baszler, so it becomes a handicap match. Shayna puts Naomi to sleep, and Sonya pins her with 1 foot.
Sure.
Rollins comes out and gives his rebuttal to Edge's promo. I honestly don't remember what all was said.
He wore a ridiculous suit.
I do remember that. It was diamonds, like
on one half.
Yeah.
And the other half was like fucking penguins.
It was diagonally matching.
Yeah, it was so stupid. Oh, he needs a new gimmick. I love it, but good God, that's dumb.
I watched his interview on the Stone Cold, whatever they call it, Stone Cold podcast, Broken Skull Sessions. Mm-hmm. And he talks about how Becky Lynch's stylist is who does those suits for him. Because he has no sense of style, you know?
No. Neither does Becky Lynch's stylist, apparently.
Right. So, Queen's Crown semifinal match, Zelina Vega versus Carmella. Zelina Vega wins due to a distraction by Liv Morgan, and she moves on to the finals.
Sure.
Next up, Usos versus Street Profits in a street fight for the Tag Team Championship. The Bloodline retains with a clean victory over the Street Profits as the Street Profits move on to Monday Night Raw.
That was a great match, by the way.
It really was.
I love the Street Profits. I think
Street Profits are legit.
Yes, they are. And the Usos are,
they've always been legit.
When they were doing their whole coming out to the haka, I love haka dances. I think they're fascinating. But as baby faces before the gimmick change, I didn't like them at all. When they had the half face painted and all that stuff, I was like, they're boring. But now, after the gimmick change, they're one of the best tag teams. Ever.
In 2012, I went to a live Monday Night Raw, and that's back then they were still doing the
haka dance and stuff.
Yeah, it was either 2012 or 2013, but yeah, they were still doing the haka dance, and that's when they used to have the big flames shoot up.
Mm-hmm.
I could feel the heat off of those flames when they came out. It was so hot. Anyway, so
I can't believe they got away with doing that for so long without like melting a screen or burning the Undertaker's face or something like that.
I mean, Undertaker, he
he caught on fire.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy.
Silly. Oh yeah, Jeff Hardy got fucked too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to get to the Jeff Hardy match that we're going to talk about here soon.
Moving on, Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. That's a really great match too. Sasha wins via distraction by Bianca Belair.
That was Becky's first pinfall loss in like 29 months. I think they said it was.
Yeah, because she's been undefeated since when she started that run with the 2 belts or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Becky 2 belts.
Yeah. In the final segment of SmackDown, which is what you would have seen if you would have switched over to FS1 for the final 30 minutes.
Oh, is that what you had to do?
Yeah, that was the thing.
The head of the table and Wise Man arrive for their contract signing with Brock Lesnar. Brock comes out and sits down with his feet propped up on the Tribal Chief's table. Paul Heyman looks over the contract, and then he tells Roman that it's everything that he says, my Tribal Chief, it's everything that you've requested. And my guidance to you is that you proceed with signing the contract. So when he tells Roman this, in my head, I'm like, you're just going to listen to Paul like this and just sign it like,
yeah, just do
all
it.
right, Paul. I believe you, Paul.
Right.
Wise man. And then Brock, he signs it without even looking. He does a big old scribble like over the entire sheet, probably just on like, the signature line. And he signs it without looking at the contract. Then Roman Roman says, you're such a dumbass and a big dumb farmer for signing it without even reading it.
He called him a big dumb farmer. Oh, that was great.
And then he says, Lesnar says, Roman, I already read it this morning with my advocate, Paul Heyman. And then then Brock leaves the ring with a smile on his face and leaves Roman with a bewildered look on his face as he's like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
I kind of like this version of Brock.
And they just, he's so fun.
Yeah.
I remember back whenever he had the Money in the Bank when he was doing the boom box with the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
He's funny. He has a comedy side.
He does. It's weird.
And that was Smackity Down.
Smackity Down.
One of my favorite clips of Brock Lesnar is when R-Truth makes him break character in the ring and makes him laugh.
Makes him laugh. Yep.
I read that he wanted to work with R-Truth more.
Because he loved R-Truth.
Yeah. But that was SmackDown.
Yeah, I loved when he put the boombox on his shoulder and he was like skipping around, man. That was great. That was good stuff. All right, AJ, backwards this week. We got Rampage first because it came on Friday and Dynamite was moved to Saturday. So, AJ, Rampage, if you will.
It is time for Rampage.
Do the damn thing, baby.
So, they did something new. Nope, just stop. They did something new this week.
Yep.
They did a buy-in for Rampage, which is basically like a pre-show. But holy shit, there's only one match that I want to talk about throughout Rampage and the buy-in. By the way, the Rampage buy-in was on YouTube, which I thought was really smart that they did that. They put the pre-show on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And so really quickly, on the buy-in, it was Bobby Fish versus Lee Moriarty. Bobby Fish gets the win with an exploder suplex and then a kick to the face to beat Lee Moriarty. Bobby Fish is going to be awesome in AEW.
Yeah. Newly signed Lee Moriarty too, man.
Yeah.
He's that's one of Adam's favorite wrestlers. Yeah, he's great, man. He's going to match up nice with a lot of guys there.
I kind of want to see Bobby Fish and Lee Moriarty more. Like I thought they did. It was a super entertaining match.
Yeah.
And then it's my girl Tay Conti versus what's her name? Garrett, whose name I can't remember. What's her first name? Yes, thank you. Santana Garrett.
Yeah.
And Conti gets the win in that match with many kicks and a DDT, which I hate that name, but I laugh when they say
right, yeah. A DDT.
Shavante, when he says he's like, the DDT! I'm like, yes, that is perfect.
That's great.
So really, the only match that I wanted to talk about was Minoru Suzuki versus Bryan Danielson.
Yes.
Holy hell, was this match amazing.
Well, the only other note from this show was I wrote, pretty cool Rampage in Miami. was pretty sweet.
It was.
I
Like-
love the Dark Order. I do.
Oh my god.
Like they're so good, man. Like I love. I heard John Silver talking the other day. I didn't think about this. They said they were talking something like they were like in character. It was like one of those like backstage things. They were talking about doing like they call that. Somebody didn't go up there on the stage or something. They were like, "Oh yeah, such and such didn't show up, and he didn't claw with us."
Yeah, he didn't claw. Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, it's called claw." I'm like, "Awesome!" I'm like, "It's great, man."
He didn't claw
Yeah.
with us.
Yeah,
They
but
turned
let's
it into a
talk
verb. It's awesome.
Minoru and Brian.
Holy hell! How are they both not dead?
It was like 20 minutes of awesomeness.
And
20
we got it
minutes of-
free, boys. We got that free.
Yeah, we can go watch it right now on YouTube.
Great. It's great,
YouTube?
man.
Nope.
Utah.
It's
Utah.
YouTube's not.
Let's try
that's,
again.
That's YouTube for Utah.
It's only for Utah residents.
That's where Mormons
Right.
like to catch their
Sister
catch
wives.
their wrestling matches. Just more. No, it's for Mormons. It's like MormonMingle.com.
For Mormons.
Yes.
For Mormons, Utah.
So
We lost the entire state of Utah just now.
yeah, no, that's fine. They're Mormons. They don't. they
All
don't
one
like
of you.
us.
Bye bye.
So long, Utah. We're sorry, but no, we're not. Fuck off.
We love
Utah.
Brigham Young.
I don't. I hate Brigham Young. Fuck off, Brigham Young. Stupid school. Anyways, Bryan Danielson versus Minoru Suzuki. They just beat the shit out of each other. It was 20 minutes long,
Slap,
and
slap.
and it's, some of those forearm shards.
Wow.
Whoa, we just hit a whole nother level with that one, man. Forearm sharts. Let it be known that is AJ's finishing move.
The forearm shark. Not the forearm shiver, the shaker out on a roll.
No,
It's the forearm
the
shark.
forearm shart.
He got shart that comes out
It
of the forearm.
requires some setup. Like it
Holy
might-
cow.
Once
That
it
was
hits you,
awesome.
it's devastating.
Thank you for that clip.
So many forearm sharts. Oh my god! Why do you hire me to do things? Forearm shots is what I was going for there, and they were they were rough, and they take turns, you know.
Yeah.
Forearm sharding each other, and then
They were both sore the next day.
they take turns kicking each other. And there's one spot in the match where, you know, Suzuki is like sitting, and Brian keeps hitting him with chest kicks, and he would like go down and be like, "Brah!" like pop back up.
Right.
And he did that like a couple of times. Then later on in the match, Danielson would do the same thing where he would like pop back up, and so this match was just amazing. Minoru Suzuki is what, like the Undertaker's age? He's so old, and yet he's still so awesome. And I'm not clicking on that ever. And
He's 53.
53, and he's still just amazing.
Woo.
So this is the match that I was talking about, how Dave Meltzer is probably going to give this one 5 stars too, because it was just unbelievable. Bryan Danielson gets the win with the running knee, which I always mean to write down what Excalibur calls it, but I never actually get to write it down because I'm always so excited about the match. So yeah, Bryan Danielson gets the win over Minoru Suzuki, and this match was amazing. Go watch it right now. Well, after. Listen to us, and then go watch. Well, listen to us twice. I mean, where else are you going to get forearm sharts and such? So up next is Rampage proper, which starts after the buy-in, and this is on regular TV. And it kicks off with CM Punk versus Matt Seidel. And Matt Seidel just uses his speed throughout the match, trying to make CM Punk look like an old fogey, but CM Punk is still CM Punk. This is another fantastic match. Like from start to finish, it was awesome. Like there was psychology involved, and there's at one point, CM Punk was basically trying to catch up to the speedy, high-flying Matt Seidel.
Yeah, he's still having fun though, man. He is having fun.
Oh, and you can tell he's having a blast. And also, so CM Punk gets to win again with the GTS. But once again, CM Punk made his opponent look like $1 million, made him look like an absolute star, and got the win in the process. So I seriously just hope CM Punk just keeps doing this for his entirety in his AEW career. I would be okay with it because it's so entertaining.
They used to be tag partners.
That would be so awesome too.
They used to be.
I know. Oh yeah, they brought that up too.
Bourne.
They brought up the history between the two, which was very, very cool. Which added to the whole storyline of the match.
I was a big fan of Kofi and Evan Bourne, which is Air Boom.
Yeah, Air Boom.
That's right. Boom.
Evan Bourne.
Back when Kofi had the accent, the Jamaican
Mm-hmm.
accent.
He's like, wait, weren't you Jamaican?
Weren't you Jamaican?
Yeah. Like, wait, where's your accent?
He's like, I'm from Massachusetts, bro.
Yeah.
Then after the match, they hug, show respect. My favorite. Up next,
Bully Ray's been busting on that. Y'all been hearing him? He's like, quit fucking hugging each other after the goddamn match. He's like, go do it in the back.
I see. I like the show respect.
He wants. I don't know. I kind of agree with him a little bit. But when it happens, I like it too. So I'm on.
I don't mind it in this specific scenario. In scenarios like this, because we know as smart fans that they know each other.
Yeah, and they have a history.
Yeah.
Well, plus they're both faces. Like that's what faces. As the only baby face here, that's why. Like if I was a wrestler and I beat one of my friends, I would definitely shake his hand and give him the old butt tap or something. I would do that.
The old attaboy.
The old attaboy.
Get in there, kid.
After delivering a forearm shot,
That's a good crusty.
Was that supposed to be crusty? I think that was supposed to be from Rocky.
But I just heard crusty, because I'm still have Simpsons on the mind.
Get in there, kid. It was an excellent Krusty the Clown.
Krusty it was.
I'm giving you my lowest rating ever. 7 thumbs up. Where are we? Okay, the Bunny versus Ruby Soho. Ruby gets the win with the
Destination Unknown. Ruby Soho.
So I can't remember who tweeted out at Roman Reigns, but they were like, "Yeah, you got beat by Ruby Soho. How's that feel?" Or something. It was something like that. I can't remember who it was.
Roman segment versus Ruby segment was on the same time.
Yeah, and the Ruby segment won.
Yeah.
So up next we have the Inner Circle versus Men of the Year with Junior Dos Santos. What did you guys think of his debut on this particular show? I thought he looked great.
I was going to say, for an MMA fighter, probably one of the better debuts. He was definitely better than, what was the one that was just in it? Kane.
Yeah, Cain Velasquez.
Thought he looked like he put more time into it.
I mean, it's funny, JDS and Kane they're like one of the biggest rivalries.
Yeah.
I think JDS would win.
JDS looks like $1 million, though. He looks
good. He looked great.
Speaking of $1 million, let me say this: Jericho, man, his pops get bigger by the city. I keep thinking I've heard the loudest pop of his, and this one was damn.
Yeah, it's great. It's all in the song.
Jericho,
yeah.
He is a smart man. So what happens during this match?
Miami loved him.
I love him. I was mad that I didn't get to watch the Chris Jericho match this week. Anyways. So apparently there's a MMA fighter called something Masvidal. What's his first name?
Jorge
Masvidal. He's
the best mother trucker on the planet.
And AJ, he's from Miami, which is where
he's
they
from
were.
Miami.
That night.
Yeah.
Okay.
305.
Yep.
So he has the BMF belt.
Okay.
Yep.
I need to learn all these things about.
Yeah, he's
MMA
got his ass whipped by Usman twice.
But he took out Ben Askren with a knee strike to the face.
It was like one of the fastest in history.
One of the fastest knockouts in history. Yeah,
that's pretty.
He's a bad dude. He's got a fight coming up soon too. So yeah.
Well, he the end of the match was Chris Jericho puts the lion tamer, like he actually uses a lion tamer, which one of my favorite holds of all time.
You said I was listening to the pod the other day. I thought about that when he hit that lion tamer because you said I like that. I wish you would bring it back and start doing it. And then here he is doing it.
And he hits it.
Cool.
Do you know who Kimbo Slice is?
Kimbo Slice?
Me or
Yes.
Oh.
I do know Kimbo
He
Slice.
used to be a backyard fighter.
Yes, I do know.
That's
Kimbo
where
Slice.
That's where Jorge Masvidal started out.
In backyard like fighting and stuff.
Yeah, his backyard fighter too. Like that's where he got his.
That's before he became a professional.
Wait, didn't Kimbo Slice just get his shit rocked in every like UFC match he had? Like,
not every.
am I remembering that right?
Not everyone, but
not
his pro fighting career wasn't like his street fighting career.
Like it didn't transfer well. Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's basically
they threw him in there with some brawlers, and he had some
Yeah.
decent.
Because he was all he had was bare knuckle boxing, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And everybody else has a whole bag of tricks.
Okay, that's. I knew some things about Steph.
All right,
His son is wrestling. Yeah, his son is wrestling now too.
So Masvidal hits a flying knee strike on Jericho, and Scorpio Sky gets the pin. Schmaz that I skipped afterwards. Fun match. Too much going on to even bother taking notes on it, but it was fun. And Junior Dos Santos looked really, really good.
Not bad.
Yeah, it was good. I skipped the schmaz, as one does. Whoa, that was my Krusty the Crown. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's Rampage. It was awesome. Loved
Rampage.
it.
Well, the very next day was Dynamite,
AEW Dynamite,
which is also you.
Again,
Talkie.
Mimi. So
it's kind of cool to get AEW Dynamite on a kind of an off night. So I enjoyed it and watched it.
I liked it too. I couldn't watch it live, which
I
I
hardly
forgot
ever
to
watch
DVR it because it went on Saturday.
you fool.
So I had to go back and watch it.
So kick off with Dante Martin and Malachi Black. I loved this match. This was so good. It would have been my favorite match of the AEW just absolutely murdered it this weekend. Absolutely murdered it. And this was my second favorite match of the entire weekend. And so just go watch it. Like, I'm not even going to try and explain. Dante Martin is getting better and better and better. But he still can't beat anyone. Like, he loses all the time, which is fine because he's like 14 years old and
Dante Martin. I mean, I like how they were just like, what he's good at is doing all these flippy tricks, and right as they say that, he's like springboard.
Yep. Just all over the place.
Yeah,
he's so good.
He did the same springboard maneuver where he jumped off this rope to that rope and then to the moonsault DDT twice, because the first time I think he didn't do it the way he wanted to.
No, he botched it a little bit. Well, in his head, he botched it a little bit, so he did it again. However, Malachi Black still gets the win with the they're calling it the spinning heel kick. Just call it the Black Mass.
Spinning heel kick.
And go watch this match too.
And Malachi gives him a head nod.
Kind of gives him a little nod there.
He said, "Good job, kid."
I'm getting more and more in. Like, at first, I wasn't really a fan of Alistair's entrance, but like I'm digging the music now.
His actual entrance and music is dope.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love everything that
they're
like
doing. It needs, I don't know, something a little more than just him sitting and standing up and walking. Like, I don't know, I love the music.
I like how it's like he's walking and the lights go out and then he's up on the turnbuckle when the lights come back on, and the lights go out and he's in the middle of the ring when the lights come back on. I like that. That's cool.
Right.
Eric, are you saying that you want more like, remember Jameson? You want Jameson to be like his valet? Jameson from like, he was with the Bushwhackers and
Jenna.
He was like, "Oh, my glasses!" Whenever his glasses.
I don't know if he needs it. I don't know if he needs anybody. I was just saying the entrance might need a little.
Like a Jameson. So you are advocating for Jameson to come back.
Who would be a good manager for Malachi Black? James Mitchell.
James Mitchell.
Yeah, James Mitchell. Yeah.
That would be fine. I would be fine
like
with
a Paul
that.
Bearer type.
Sinister Minister.
Yeah, it's got to be somebody evil and gothic to fit, the whole thing. So yeah,
But I feel like any manager like that is too gimmicky. I mean, yeah, Malachi Black has superpowers and stuff, which is my point is just like refuting itself right now. So I'm gonna be quiet. Up next, backstage segment where the Elite ambush Jurassic Express. Sure, that's fine. And then up next, Inner Circles in the ring, Jericho asks Paige Van Zandt if she's obsessed with him.
This was the one. This was the one. Where
she's wearing this big old rock on her finger.
Yeah, Jericho. Are you obsessed with me?
Slide into my DMs, Paige Van Zandt.
Sliding into my DMs.
You take one night on Space Mountain with Jericho, and you'll never ever be the same.
That's a pretty good Jericho.
All hail the Ayatollah of rock and roll!
I love me some Jericho, dude.
Yeah.
I was a Jericho fan for a long time.
Me too. Since the old WCW days. So that was cool. Up next, the AAA and AEW tag champs, the Lucha Bros, are putting up their AAA title against El Ídolo Las Super Ranas. By the way, Ranas means frogs. First of all,
frogs.
They're like in all green bodysuits with green masks.
This was fantastic.
They're like what those guys? Los Matadores? Or no,
Los Matadores.
Yeah,
and all red.
Yeah,
CM Punk calls it out right off the bat.
Immediately.
Well, clearly, these guys are FTR.
He's like, they're obviously FTR.
They're clearly FTR. This is ridiculous.
He's like, y'all are idiots.
Oh my god,
so good. I love this though. Like,
it was
not end. I love these kind of gimmicks.
This was fantastic.
This is so good, man.
And the match was awesome too, because again, Rey Fénix is in the match. The match is awesome. That's just a rule.
Right.
So just all kinds of Lucha Bro things, all kinds of El Ídolo things, and Super Frog things.
Super frogs.
Super frogs. I still can't get over it. They're green. They're green ones. He's just
that was
so
an
good.
ugly green too.
Oh, I loved it. However, FTR they get the pin on Rey Fénix, and they are the new
AAA tag
champs. Yes,
How
not
about
AEW.
How about that, man? That's crazy, right? Like, I can't wait.
Awesome.
The next AAA show, I'm watching it because I want to see them on it. I want to see them on it.
They're clearly FTR. This is ridiculous.
Couple of gringos.
Oh, I loved it. Loved it.
Tag titles.
So
that was great.
Then we had a quick little segment with Dante Martin and Leo Rush, where Leo Rush is like, "I'm your tag partner now," and then it's going to end when Leo Rush inevitably retires in 2
Stay
more
with
weeks.
me. I'm going to take you to the top, kid. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Leo Rush. Go retire again. Leave Dante
He's like,
Martin
wait.
alone.
I might retire. You know, I kind of want. I'll tell you all that later. Never mind.
Speaking of, ACH came out of retirement too as well.
Really?
Yep, he's coming back. He's going to be in the Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament at AEW.
Interesting.
And he's wrestling his best friend, Davey Vega, in round 1.
Huh.
So,
interesting.
Yeah, he's back.
Good for him.
Speaking of coming out of retirements. But carry on.
Up next, John Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta, squash match, whatever.
Utes.
Then we have the Dark Order versus the Super Click. And it features
Claw.
a slight kind of little nod, slight return of Sacco.
Yeah.
Evil Uno grabs a sock, puts it on his hand, and gives him the old mandible claws. It was great. I love Dark Order. I love them. They're every time they're on, I just get happy. They're great.
So good.
However, Super Click gets the win with Cole delivering some knee strikes on Alex Reynolds. For the 1, 2, 3, again, this match was fine. Dark Order needs to just do things.
Does anybody else love it when Nick goes, "Ah!" at the camera.
Yes. I think it's so obnoxious. And
I'll wait
perfect.
for it now. I know he's so annoying.
It's
and
so
like he's doing
annoying.
the cocky walk, and then he does that in the camera. Like I wait for it, man. It's like when they come out, I'm like, I gotta see Nick do this first. It's great.
It's
Good
terrible.
stuff.
It's good stuff. That's awful.
Wrestling.
Up next, MJF gives a promo, which MJF is still just amazing. He's the best.
Yep.
And he goes on. What was he? Oh, he talks about.
He's like Darby, you're not here, so clearly
Thank you.
we have a scheduled match.
Yeah.
And the whole time, Shivani's like, or whoever, Jim Ross was like, they don't have a scheduled match.
Yeah, they don't have a match at all. But they brought the ref out. Told the ref to.
And then MJF was getting on Justin Roberts. He's like, you can look like you're here to like hang out in Miami, but you can't introduce me for my match.
By the way, did you see MJF? Oh, it was MJF's tweet to Roman Reigns about him beating, or about Ruby Soho beating Roman Reigns, because his tweet was like, Ruby Soho beat you, and she sucks. I love MJF so much. So, anyways, end of this little segment is eventually MJF shoves Wardlow into Sting. Sting hits him with a baseball bat, so on and so forth.
Any chance we see Minoru Suzuki versus Sting? 50-something-year-old versus 60-something-year-old. What about that?
I don't know if I want to watch Sting die. Because I think Sting would die in that match.
I don't think Sting would want to get as physical as
No.
Minoru would.
He's
But
a little stiff for Sting.
That possibility could happen. If they would lock up, it'd be pretty cool.
I would certainly watch it, but I don't know if I would want it to happen.
I saw that Minoru might turn up in the Impact Zone.
Yes, he's supposed to.
Yep.
Which, cool. Just put him everywhere.
Man, he's having a heck of a tour right now.
Yes, he is. I hope it's extended. Up next, Kiera Hogan versus Penelope Ford. Blah, blah, blah. Ford gets the win.
Penelope.
And then, of course, Ruby Soho comes out for, schmazing. Skip. Up next, a interview with Hangman Adam Page. He's basically just selling their
cowboy
match
shit. Cowboy shit.
He says cowboy shit so many times.
Yeah,
he does. And
he does.
Promo.
He says he's like cowboy shit was.
Let me tell you something about cowboy shit.
Friends.
When I'm talking about cowboy shit, I mean cowboy shit is exactly what's going to happen to you, because cowboy shit is I'm bringing you cowboy shit all night.
He's like,
you'll know the cowboy shit.
That's right. Yeah, he's like, and at the pay-per-view, you can guarantee there will be some cowboy shit.
Yeah, I didn't say it that many times, but
leave the ring and they run back up to the mic and be like cowboy shit, and then leave.
Cowboy shit.
Yeah, I like how you like they're white meat baby facing them hard right now.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Which is fine. I like Hangman.
I do too. Love Hangman.
So then after that, we have main event time: Bryan Danielson versus Bobby Fish. I was so stoked for this match. And it went.
Could Bobby Fish fry? If Bobby Fish could fry fish.
See, I still don't like that. I don't know why. So it starts with Bobby Fish beating the shit out of Bryan Danielson with kicks and sharts and all that stuff, and
forearm
sharts. And then at one point, oh my God, Bryan Danielson gets back. I almost said Daniel Bryan and had to correct myself. Bryan Danielson gets back into the match. German suplex and hits some, works over Fish's legs with some dragon screws. So the match basically goes up to the top rope where a bunch of stuff happens. Falcon Arrow, knee bars of Bryan Danielson's own, and then I still love his kicks where he holds onto the arms, just boots the faces in. That's awesome. But end of the match, Danielson locks on the heel hook for the win. This was yet another must-watch match. AEW absolutely killed it absolutely killed it all weekend long. Like, this is the best AEW has been, which is saying a lot. Like, all weekend, A+, A+, A+. Amazing. And that, I'm out.
Definitely. All right. Yeah, it was a hot weekend for AEW. They were in the headlines a lot. We're going to talk about some stuff later too. You know, Tony Khan and the Acclaimed. You know, they cut some. They sent some zingers after the cameras went off, but the cameras were still filming. So anyway, let's move on. So that is AEW. Nice job there, AJ. Appreciate it. Primo, you got one more to cover here tonight. Tell us what happened on Monday Night Raw this past Monday here shortly, because Monday Night Raw, let's see, was in Sacramento, California last week, or excuse me, this past Monday. The funny part about the way this one started was Charlotte and Bianca it was kind of the battle of the bad outfits here. So we got Primo to tell us all about Raw, man. What'd you think about those outfits of Charlotte and Bianca?
It was weird. In fact, I had to rewind it when Charlotte came out, and I was like, I told Mrs. Primo, I was like, look at what she's wearing. You could clearly see her butt cheeks, like her underwear showing and all that, because her whole outfit was see-through.
Yeah.
I agree. The whole outfit thing was off.
Then,
I don't know what was going on.
I don't know if Bianca.
So anyway, we got the show opener. Charlotte Flair arrives still. Yeah.
I was gonna say I didn't know if Bianca still makes her outfits because she had roses and stuff all over them. So both of them were
all over
weird.
it. Looked like one of them couches that's from the 60s.
No doubt. my grandparents had those.
Right. So Charlotte Flair arrives to open the show. She gives promo on her match with Bianca, basically saying that Bianca Flair isn't good enough to even challenge her for the title later in the night. Bianca comes out and responds to Charlotte and basically ends up saying that she will end up with both of the women's titles via her title match tonight on Raw with Charlotte, and then her triple threat match, her thruple, with Becky and Sasha at Crown Jewel. So after that, we have the King of the Ring semifinals, Raw semifinals, that is. Xavier Woods versus Jinder Mahal, the modern-day Maharaja. Xavier Woods wins.
Maharaja.
That's right. Xavier, I wish I could do that. I just can't. Xavier Woods wins and advances to take on Finn Balor in the finals at Crown Jewel. All hail King Woods.
King Woods, man. Or, Finn, he's a prince already.
He is a prince already.
Prince can move to a king, I guess.
Prince moves up to a king.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah. It does seem like Xavier's to lose, though. But yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Big E and Drew McIntyre discussed last week and how they ended up turning on each other, and then basically coming to blows where Drew ended up Claymore kicking Big E. So they basically talked this week, and they're like, sorry, bro, heat of the moment type thing, and they agree to coexist for their matchup against the Dirty Dogs. So they do end up coexisting to win the match and even shake on it afterwards while talking a little trash as they head into their matchup for the WWE Championship at Crown Jewel. I feel like, I I was rallying for Big E to win the WWE Championship just like everybody else, and I still am thrilled that he's the champion. I feel like there's something he needs, though. Like, I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That I feel like he needs some kind of grit or edge to him that says, just he's the man. WWE champion.
Yeah, he seems, like I said last week, he doesn't seem comfortable yet. He's still feeling it out. Yeah, it's like he needs like a mean streak, or it's like he's maybe scared to mess up in a way or something, kind of roundabout. Like he just looks a little timid than usual. But yeah, you're right. I think he does need. There's something he needs. I don't know if it's a mouthpiece. If it's a gimmick change, not gimmick, like they're not going to break up the New Day, but maybe he can maybe try something else.
The New Day is going to, Xavier and Kofi are going to SmackDown anyway, so
sure.
Once again, he'll be solo.
Yeah.
I would say turn him heel, but then whenever him and New Day get back together, it's like,
Right, yeah.
It would make sense. So moving on, they have what they call a no holds barred interview held between Goldberg and the Almighty Bobby Lashley. They basically tell each
Almighty.
other the same things that they've been telling each other
Yes. God.
week after week
thank
after
you.
week. Yeah, like it's the same. They've said the same thing for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
That was my notes. Goldberg, Bobby, same shit last few weeks.
Yeah,
That's what I put.
right. As they lead up to their no holds barred matchup at Crown Jewel. So then we got RKO. They take on the Street Profits. Basically, AJ and Almost wanted the Street Profits to soften up RK Bro, but AJ and Omos end up interrupting the match, and they take out everybody. This Omos ends up leveling the whole field.
Yeah.
After that, we had Queen's Crown semifinals match. This one I did not see coming because
No.
we all know I said Shayna was she was going to be my queen for crown.
Same.
winner.
I was
So semifinals matchup: Shayna Baszler between Shayna Baszler and Doudrop. Doudrop ends up defeating Shayna to face Zelina in the finals, and I put a sad face because I didn't want to see that.
So Zelina, right? Zelina's
Yeah,
winning, right?
so Zelina has to win, right?
Yeah, so they didn't want Zelina to go over Shayna, I guess. So let her go over Doudrop because Zelina makes more sense as the king or the queen. I'm sorry, queen of the ring. But hold
There's two
on,
things.
I mean,
There's two
maybe
things
they're
I
gonna-
like. I thought that they were either going to give her the queen gimmick, Shayna, that is, I'm talking about, or I also like what they did with her being Sonya's hit woman.
Yeah. It was a nice little touch there. Yeah,
Yeah. So she could be her little assassin on SmackDown, I guess.
true. It's a good angle.
So then we have. At first, I thought this match was completely unnecessary and out of place, but Finn Balor defeats Mace. And then I'm like, well, Finn's going to be in the finals, and then so Finn and Xavier end up having a stare down at the end of the match, which makes it actually amped me up a little bit for that final, that King of the Ring final, which is going to be at Crown Jewel.
Xavier was doing Finn's with the hands open and stuff. Yeah, with the cape on. He wouldn't put the crown on yet, but he put the cape on.
Flapping. Yeah, I like how he did it. He did everything. He had the scepter in the cape, no crown.
Yeah,
Don't want to jinx himself too much.
Was it Kofi?
Kofi
Flapping?
was flapping.
That was fantastic.
Flapping.
You could tell they practiced that. That was great.
Yeah,
that was good stuff.
it's good. Kofi's a good hype man too.
Yeah.
So in the main event, we had Charlotte versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. They have their normal ring attire on now.
Yeah.
After I said, and this is what my exact words I have on. After a damn good match, because it was a good match.
Yeah.
It ends with Charlotte hitting Bianca with a steel chair and getting DQ'd. So Bianca wins, but Charlotte retains the Raw Women's title as she heads to SmackDown, which leads me to my next point. And that's how that was the end of Raw, by the way. So that was Raw ended after that.
Sure.
But so does that mean Charlotte goes to SmackDown with the Raw Women's Championship? Bianca faces the triple threat tomorrow for the SmackDown Women's Championship. If Bianca wins tomorrow in the triple threat and takes that title to Raw, because she's a Raw superstar now, do they eventually just say, okay, well, this title becomes Raw, this title becomes SmackDown?
Well, I think they probably trade to the respective brands because didn't we see this happen one other time with the tag titles? Didn't Street Profits change with somebody? They just kind of showed them.
Switched them.
There you go. I want to say it was like the Viking Raiders maybe or something like that or something. But I think that's probably what's going to happen. They'll just
because
keep the blue.
Sasha and Becky's on Raw,
right?
So Becky or Bianca. Either they win it and take that title to Raw, or Sasha wins and they have two women's titles on SmackDown and we'll figure it out later.
Yeah. Be interested to see. This was a great match, though, despite the ending. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, this was great. I thought RK Bro got the best pop of the night. Everybody's still going nuts for those guys.
I'm trying not to let them lose their luster on me. So, not as quite as shiny as they used to be, but I still like him.
The other thing that teased me is I wanted R-Truth to come out and do Jeff Hardy's entrance with him. You know, how they crossed and he went back there. I wanted R-Truth to go out there and do the thing with him. I was like, come on, and he did. I was like, oh man, I was like, we missed an opportunity.
Oh, I didn't even put that on here, but yeah, Jeff Hardy. So basically, R-Truth and Austin Theory had a little intense face-off backstage, and then R-Truth was like, all right, kiddo, you want to settle this in the ring? So they go out to the ring, and Austin Theory's in the ring already. R-Truth comes out. He's like, psych. He brings out Jeff. Jeff comes out, teaches, and then ends up. Austin Theory did win, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he won the match.
Theory won, but Jeff got one over on him because he got it. Yeah, he ended up hitting Twist of Fate and taking selfies with him.
He got to take the selfies this time. So, yeah, that was hilarious. I was like, come on, R-Truth, do it, man. That was great. Any more notes for Raw?
That was Raw. On to NXT.
All right. I took over NXT for the week here, so let's get started by talking about NXT came on last night. It's still NXT 2.0. Carmelo Hayes is your new North American champion. So he just won the belt last week from Swerve, who is headed to SmackDown. So anyway, we start the show. Carmelo Hayes is yapping that he has the A title now. He doesn't care what anybody says. He's saying he's the man. Everybody's going to come after him. He don't care about the world title, Ciampa, this and that. He's the man. He's the new way, the new light. And the North American title is now the A title. So he kind of relates to there's no competition out there. And then we got the return of Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling. And he returns and makes a joke that he has lost his way.
Yeah, how about the pop that Johnny got?
Johnny did get a big pop. Yep, I had that written on there too, man. Johnny got a good welcome back here, and he kind of
music
really
too.
Yes, that he had lost his way since Indy got married. Austin's on the main roster. Candace is at home pregnant.
Right.
So yeah,
that was my two notes about this segment was Johnny's pop, and then also Carmelo is clearly supposed to be a heel, and the entire time the crowd's cheering for him. Like, you deserve it.
Yeah, it was funny, man. But so Johnny returns. So Carmelo and Trick start cutting jokes on Indy being Johnny Gargano's daughter. And Johnny says, he's like, well, she is my daughter, and my son-in-law is standing behind you. And so then
he sure was, too.
So he turns around, and Dexter Lumis is standing there, and him and Johnny clear the ring, and Carmelo and Tricky, I guess we'll call him Tricky. We'll call him Tricky. He runs off, and they leave the title in the ring. So Johnny picks up the North American title, and they take it with them. So they steal the title, if you will. Next up, Odyssey Jones beats Andre Chase. I love this Andre Chase. Hey, AJ.
It's like AJ, I never left.
I love this Andre Chase entrance with the student section. The student section is awesome, man. I'm loving this whole angle. He's got some cheering little 10 people in the section.
Like a jury panel.
And they all have shirts on like he does, but Andre takes the pin. Odyssey ends up beating him. Later on, we got Imperium, who beats Diamond Mine's tag team. Afterwards, afterwards they all get attacked by your boys MSK, which Wesley does a really sweet flip to the outside of the ring. That was nasty.
He like sits on their shoulders when he lands.
Yeah.
Now
he's like, "What's up?" Like chilling. Like,
I hope I didn't hear this right. And I don't know who the crowd was reacting to, but it sounded kind of like the crowd was booing.
Yeah. What was that about? I heard that too.
I didn't pick on it enough to make me go, "Oh, they're booing." But I don't know. I
Yeah,
was watching a
'cause-
lot of stuff going on, writing notes and stuff. So
I mean, MSK just needs to do like 3 moves, and you're excited about them. So
Yes,
Yeah,
they're
true.
really good.
So it looks like we're going to have some things going on here between MSK and Imperium. So we'll come back to that later. Next up, a video of Von Wagner
Von Wagner.
and
yeah, I
Cool
thought that was
Kyle.
weird.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Working out in the woods, basically.
It's so strange.
They're just
Or it-
best buds now.
Yeah,
It was almost
just
kind of
hanging
like
out.
a manly man
And
type.
well, also too, Von Wagner is the trainee.
Yeah, I don't-
and,
Right,
and
yeah.
he's acting like the coach in this situation.
Right,
it made
yeah.
no sense.
Yeah. So anyway, it shows them bonding, having beers together. Next up, Cora Jade pulls out an upset victory over Primo's newfound love, Elektra Lopez. La Madrina. Tell me what La Madrina means.
It means the tiny mother. I think it's the mother something.
The mother. La Madrina is what they were calling. So anyway, so it looks like they're going to start a little thing there
It's the
because
godmother.
God,
Who's the godmother?
Okay.
There you go. Thank you. All right. Next up, looks like the women's tag title is going to be defended in a ladder match at Halloween Havoc between EO, Starks, Toxic Attraction, and Hartwell and Persia, which we'll talk about later on. But they did the spin the wheel, make the deal to kind of tease. Let's see where the women's tag team titles are going to be, defended. So it's going to be a tag title.
In the wheel,
So-
make the deal.
Next up, probably my newest favorite heel on NXT, probably my favorite prospect so far. Hey, forget about it, Tony D'Angelo.
Tony D'Angelo. I do like Tony D'Angelo.
I do too,
I'm
man.
unsold on
I
Tony
like these
D'Angelo.
vignettes. I like the guy being in the trunk of the car trying to get out while he's doing the vignette. Like he's talking and this guy's like, "Let me out of the trunk." And,
I still like how he tried to bribe the ref the other week.
yes, he hands the ref money. Like I love it, man. Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
He beats Ru Feng in a squash match.
Ru Feng.
Yeah, I've never seen him before. But next up, we are headed to Duke's Poker Room. This is the Poker Room vignette of him playing basically hands of poker here and making poker references about wrestling. So, but yeah. So next up, El Legado takes out Briggs and Jensen before their match. In the back, the match starts. It's a back and forth match, very physical. El Legado, man, it kind of looks like they are kind of pulling roughshod on the whole NXT brand right now. They're like taking on everybody, and I'm kind of liking this little mean streak they got going. So, yeah, it was physical. El Legado ends up winning the match, and yeah, they're just kind of taking over as the top faction in NXT. So next up, we got Grayson Waller,
Grayson Waller.
and your boy L.A. Knight.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
Over
Winner
who
of
wants
this
to be?
match.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, winner of this match is decides who is going to be the host of Halloween Havoc. So
Why would anyone want to like?
I thought that was weird too, but they had a host last year too, and it was Shotzi.
Yeah,
I
just Shotzi, but we hardly seen her. I don't even think, except maybe the opening. So LA's the host, so he's gonna be the host of the Havoc next week. So all right, we get to main event. Let's talk about Braun Breaker and Ciampa versus the grizzled young veterans.
Shoo!
Not shh, but soon to be recognized as the NXT Tag Team Champs. This was this match basically to me was a Braun Breaker, Von Wagner and Braun Breaker. God, I'm gonna have all kinds of accents by the end of this
Braun
show.
Breaker, Von Wagner.
So it was to showcase Braun, really. Braun wins by his press and power slam, which is impressive and
As he
kind
looks
of.
at Ciampa and he's like, "This is you next week,
Yeah, this
Ciampa."
is you next week. That's what he's telling. Braun wins, and he told Ciampa that's going to be him next week. And yeah, they are face to face as the show goes off. So let me get to what we have so far for Halloween Havoc next week. While we're doing NXT here, so I have Mandy of Toxic Attraction versus Raquel for the NXT Women's Tag Team title. Spin the wheel, make the deal. Next up, I got, like I talked about, Io and Starks versus Toxic Attraction versus Indy Hartwell and Persia. This will be a ladder match for the Tag Team Women's titles. Imperium versus MSK for the Tag Team Men's titles. Another spin the wheel, make the deal.
Again.
We got
again?
Solo Sikoa debut.
Yeah, Solo Sikoa is he's the Usos' little brother, Rikishi's youngest son.
Yes, he is.
He's part of the NOI family.
Yeah,
NOI.
Rikishi's son. Yeah, right. Okay, so
Yeah.
all right, sorry, mine went off for a second. And then NXT Championship. I think I'm leaving out a match. NXT Championship. Tommaso Ciampa versus Braun. Don't call me Rick Steiner. Big Papa Pump. Mathematics. Steiner math. Breaker. So
Samoa Joe.
Holla if you hear me.
That is the recap, boys.
I liked it. Excellent job.
All right, next up, our Dropkick discussion of the week, sponsored by Coastland Apparel. Use promo code BIRDTV for 15% off your order. All right, boys, so we've been doing Halloween Havoc this month of October. I compiled a list of 4 that I thought was the top 4. Tonight, we get to what I considered as the second best Halloween Havoc. We're going to talk about 1996. This is, if you're watching right now on Twitch, it's right there on the screen. A Night of Terror You'll Never Forget is what the boot line is. Obviously, Slim Jim all over the Halloween Havoc, as it were. So, as it goes today, AJ is going to get us started off here with Halloween Havoc 96 at the MGM Grand Las Vegas on October 27th, 1996.
So Halloween Havoc, Slim Jim, Halloween Havoc 96, brought to you by Slim Jim.
Slim Jim.
We have Dusty,
Step into it.
Tony, and Brain on commentary. So
Mike Tenay.
Mike Tenay, he comes in during the matches, and he's the best. So
good.
Kickoff is Dean Malenko, Man of 1,000 Holds, versus Rey Mysterio Jr. for Rey Mysterio's Cruiserweight title belt. I like the tombstones. One of them said just dead.
That's dead.
Dead.
One said like beloved. Yeah.
But yeah, one said Rick.
Rocket.
Couldn't figure out who Rick was.
Yeah.
I like, but the one that just said dead. It's fitting. Yes, it gets right to the fucking point. I forgot how much I love Rey Mysterio's music. I think I talked about this last week. If I didn't, I'm going to again. Rey Mysterio's old music is so cool. Like
he was a little bit of young, slender thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, like this is like the best Rey Mysterio before he got all 619 and baggy pants and where he looks like
Bianca.
No, I hated that.
Bianca!
This is when Rey Mysterio, back when he was like one of my favorite wrestlers. He was so good. So I'm going to talk about Mike Tenay for a second. Dean Malenko had stolen the mask of Rey Mysterio Jr. previously, and Mike Tenay gives a nice little history of the importance of masks and mask wrestling in Mexico and where it all comes from, and like the mythology, not mythology, but like the story behind it all. It was super fascinating. Love Mike Tenay. So and so this match veers from, because I love both these guys. I love Dean Malenko. I love Rey Mysterio. But this match goes from awesome to horrendously boring and back and forth. So Rey gets his old mask back and he switches it mid-mask. That was weird. Like is because he like tried to like do the old Indiana Jones like it was very strange. So then it's just rest hold. And I was like, come on. Like, I get that, Dean Malenko, you're a mat-based technician and this is your thing. but I was so bored.
Yeah,
Like,
Styles.
throughout, like-
Yeah, I mean Styles clashed a little bit here, but they kind of worked together too. You know what I mean? When they got going, when they were doing Ray's stuff, it was fast and interesting. But you can tell that they really wanted to dig in. That it was more of a technical side for Dean, so he had
Yes.
to kind of yeah.
And normally I love like the technical kind of matches. I mean, Bret Hart's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But this,
Sure.
I was just like, okay, these are just wrestles. That's all they are. These are just wrestles.
Yeah.
So end of the match, Malenko gets the win with a top rope. It was like a gut wrench suplex kind of dealie.
Yeah, I like that.
Really fun looking move.
It was. This was his second cruiserweight title win. He had won
Yes.
it once previously before.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
It was so. This match was, depending on your outlook, either incredibly boring with fun little spots or incredibly fun with rest holds, depending on
Right.
your outlook.
It could. Yep.
Either way. So up next we have Lee Marshall. Do you guys know who Lee Marshall is?
Lee Marshall.
Yeah, the guy who interviews Macho Man before.
Oh, I mean, his face. Yes, I wouldn't recognize the name to the face, but yeah, I recognize him though. Yeah,
recognize
he
the
known?
voice?
I really recognize the voice. Yeah,
They're
radio voice,
great.
Great. Yeah, he's
He
the
was
Frosted.
the voice.
He's Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger. Isn't that weird? Like right when I saw him, I'm like, why does he sound from? Holy shit! I have his cereal.
Yep.
They're acceptable. So
Frosted.
so Tony the Tiger is talking to Jeff Jarrett. So
That makes it way more entertaining.
Oh,
Double
my
J.
God.
Double J.
God, I hate him so
Spend
much. So
my
here's
days working hard on the go, but the
So
hand
here's-
on the clock keeps
just
spinning
stop
too
it
slow.
right now.
Sorry. 'Cause I can't wait to be alone with my baby tonight.
So bad.
Shout out to Road Dogg.
No shouts out to Road. Shouts out.
I think Primo spent
See,
his
he
last
hated
day
it.
working hard on the pod. He's out here.
Yes, it's Jeff Jarrett that did it. So I'm gonna give my impression of this entire promo. Jeff Jarrett. He was basically just going, ha ha, blah 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 blah, ha ha, blah 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 blah, ha ha, blah blah blah, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha.
You're
I wanted
right.
to throw my computer across the room during this whole entire thing. I'm like, stop laughing. Stop doing it. Like, you're not laughing at anything.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate him so much. But then Ric Flair comes in and saves the promo. And he gets behind Macho Man and he's like, he had a great line. He's like, even though I hate your guts, I still want you to win for WCW. You know, fuck NWO, fuck Hogan, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that was cool. So up next, we have DDP versus Eddie Guerrero in a battle for the ring. What the fuck is a battle for the ring? What
I don't
ring?
know. When they showed that up on the screen, I was like, battle for the ring. I was like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? I was like,
I don't know what it meant.
They never even told us to start off with.
They had the ring though. They were like, it was like in the corner, like, yeah, battle for the ring, and like made it all important and stuff. And DDP hasn't turned face yet, so he's still in like his hobo Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah,
Diamond Dallas Page pants.
Eddie hasn't turned face or hasn't turned heel yet. So
and Eddie with his beautiful mullet, it's like flowing and puffy and amazing.
Wonderful locks.
It is.
Yes, it is.
I love both of these guys. Both of them are just fantastic. By the way, did you know that DDP didn't even start wrestling until like his mid to late 30s? That's when
he's
he's.
like
Yeah, it was like really late. Yeah.
That's when he started.
Dusty Rhodes was the best part about this match, though.
Oh my God, Dusty!
One time DDP about fell out of the ring. He goes, "Hang on there, he about to fall off in the Holy Gully."
In the Holy Gully. I wrote that down.
Holy Gully.
Almost
In the
fell
Holy
off
Gully,
there,
baby.
Holy
About to
Gully.
fell off in the Holy Gully.
Oh my
I
God,
love it.
Dusty had some a few pretty good lines throughout this show.
Good stuff.
So at one point, Eddie hits an uppercut that misses by a mile, but DDP still sells it. Like, I swear it was this far away from his face.
Yeah.
And DDP is still like, flops down. So at one point, Eddie splashes off the top rope to the outside, which is a cool spot. But then there's this mark with like a mid-90s bowl cut just throwing an absolute fit, like on camera.
Yes. I always
is
love watching the
fantastic.
crowd during the
That's what I
era.
looked like in the 90s.
Just with a bowl cut throwing a fit. Oh my god.
Oh,
So
that's great.
they get back in the ring, and DDP hits like a really awkward diamond cutter where he like just holds him there for like a second or two, and then he's just like blah, and
Yep.
Eddie Guerrero like lands on his hand, so it doesn't even look like he hurt. And Shivani tries to cover it up by being like, "Oh, he landed on his hand, so he'll kick out." And then no, 1, 2, 3.
He
And then
landed
after-
awkward. He landed awkward.
So then DDP goes and gets the ring, whatever the fuck that is, and he like puts it on, and when he's walking around out the ring, he's like, "I'm still the Lord of the Ring, still the Lord of the Ring," and I just
Still
wrote
the Lord of the Ring.
nerd. That's it.
Nerd.
I love Lord of the Rings. Up next, we have a promo with Macho Man. Oh my god, this is so good.
Is this when they were giving away the car or whatever?
Giving away the
Or
monster truck.
the monster truck, yeah.
So Macho Man breaks open a giant Slim Jim. Like it's this giant prop Slim Jim. And he like sells it. He's like, "Oh, the Slim Jim snapping into it." So he breaks it open and he picks out the winner of the monster. Who the fuck wants a monster truck? It's not like you could drive a monster truck to like your grocery store or
I'd
something.
really like to know if whoever the hell that lady was from Michigan, if she ever really got her truck. That's what I want to know.
It was Joan McCallick. So Joan McCallick is the name of the winner of the promo or of the contest. And I want to look her up. I was going to, and then I didn't have time, and then I forgot to do it. So I'm going to look her up for now. I'll let you guys know next time. So at one point, though, I love Macho Man so much. He's like, "People who I don't pick don't get mad at me." Okay.
Yeah.
And
Doing
then,
the fingers through the camera and stuff.
yeah, and then Mike Tenay was like, "Yo, we didn't need a drum roll." Macho, in his impression of a drum roll, he just goes, "Mom." Oh my god, I lost it. So congratulations to Joan McCallick, who won the monster truck, and I'm going to try and find out what happened. So tune in next week. Up next, we have an ad for 1996 Internet, which was amazing.
Yes, it was. Where
You can listen to
sitting
the
next to the
audio.
computer.
Yes.
That guy
I'm like-
wasn't typing no more than I'm typing right now.
No,
man.
he was just like,
yeah, looking over at Jericho.
oh my god. That's what the internet was in 1996. It was the wave of the future. So then, quick promo with Dean Malenko. Seems fine. He's a heel, but he'll take on anyone. I don't understand why he's a heel, but whatever. Up next, this is where okay, the Macho Man thing made me laugh a lot. I lost it during this. So, the $1 Million Man and Giant, a.k.a. Big Show, are in the crowd, and $1 Million Man and Giant are cutting a promo. And the Giant is talking about how he's going to stick Jarrett to the floor, stick him to the ceiling, stick him to the ring, and then he's going to send everyone to the glue factory.
Yes.
And I fucking lost it. I was like, oh my fucking god.
Right
yes.
here, I wrote, Giant Double J, AJ, please tell me you heard the Giants Glue Factory joke.
Like I went back just to make sure I heard.
Who knew?
Everyone's going to the glue factory. I was like, fuck, you are goddamn fucking right, Giant. Everyone's
that was
going to
good.
the glue factory. Oh, it was wonderful. So then after I was just happy. I was just so happy. So up next, I still have the Giant versus Jeff Jarrett match. So I hate Jeff Jarrett. I do. I talked about him on our most hated. However,
My days working hard on the go.
he's really good in ring. Like in the ring, he can go. Like he's a good in ring performer. I still hate his guts though. So there, the Giant hits these backbreakers that are like the most gentle backbreakers I've ever seen.
Yes.
Like he picks up Jarrett, he's just like meh,
Meh.
and then he picks him up and he's like meh. It's like ow. It's like so gentle. And then there's this eternal bear hug that Jarrett finally gets out of. And apparently Giant has taken a page out of the Alex Wright book because there's a little Paul White doodle, like just there for everyone to see. just doodle on full display. So the match ends in a schmoz. When Ric Flair, who is out for Jeff Jarrett, hits Giant with a low blow in his Paul White doodle. And after that, the Horsemen hit the ring. And when they're on their way, Dusty's like, "You can smell it. You can smell it, baby." I'm like, wow, he must have dealt it then, because I'm a child.
Those are the rules.
Yes, those are the rules.
Those from ancients.
And then I totally forgot that Steve fucking Mongo McMichael was in the Four Horsemen, and I got angry when I saw him. Like, this is the worst version of the fucking Horseman I've ever seen. Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
This was McMichael, Benoit. Jarrett was kind of hanging around with him. He wasn't a Horseman yet.
No, he was on the periphery.
Yeah,
he was like in the Horseman stable, but not in the Horseman stable glue factory. That's it. I'm done.
Love it. All right, next up, I have 6, 1, 2, 3 Kid, X-Pac, whatever you want to call him, versus Jericho. So this was fun because, first of all, Jarrett had different music than he had in '97. So a year earlier, this music sounded like training session music from like Karate Kid or something in like an old '80s movie or something. But overall, the match was really good, athletic. There was a lot of jump kicks all around, a little slow at times, but they was playing this angle where Nick Patrick was me. Oh,
Yep.
I was muted.
Yeah, for like the first 10 seconds of that, you were muted.
All right, start back over here. All right, so I had 6
Take
Jericho.
2.
I had 6 and Jericho match. Jericho's music sounded like a training session from the Karate Kid back in like in an '80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really weird. It was I was like, wow. Yeah. But yeah, thankfully he changed.
They didn't pipe in, break the walls.
Not this time. They didn't. Nope. So
that was a good point. It's like you made it twice.
Yeah. So athletic match, like there was a lot of jump kicks between all the guys. The match was a little slow to start, but they were playing this angle where Nick Patrick was an NWO ref, and he would always count slow for the other guys and count really fast for NWO. So that's how he ended up losing the match. The match spilled outside a lot, but Jericho complains with Patrick about him, counting too slow. Jericho turns around. He gets the spin kick from 6 for the 1, 2, 3. So kind of added to the storyline because Nick Patrick did this a lot throughout the show here. So on this particular Halloween Havoc. So next up, Lex Luger versus Arn Anderson. Now, Lex's hair in this match. Like the epitome of sticking your finger in a light socket. Like that was,
So speaking of Lex's hair, it was he hates us tonight, just leaving us all over the place. Come back, Dirty. We're sorry for what we did. Oh, hey, buddy.
You guys with me?
Now we can.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just update it. All right. So
Lex's hair.
So it was kind of a typical Lex Luger match. He hulked up a lot. Got to the press slam, the clothesline, the shoulder tackle. What the 3 or 4 things that he always did. I was always a fan of the torture rack just because it was original. Nobody else was really doing it. He looked great doing it. He had the big body, so it fit. But question though, has anybody done the torture rack since him?
Not as a finisher. It's been used a couple of times. I can remember, and people, I'm sure there's people out there, but I always remember as soon as they put you up in it, Arn Anderson, he was already tapping ring the bell, They sold it, though.
Yeah, and then Flair comes out to check on Arn after Luger wins the match and heads to the back. So that brings us to the final 3 matches of 1996 Halloween Havoc. Primo, take us home, man. This is where I really started liking this pay-per-view right here.
Yeah,
This was good stuff here because got a little taste of and I got to see my boy Barbarian. So
yes. Taste of the shenanigans that WCW was so good at.
Right.
So Steve McMichael and Chris Benoit,
Mongo.
they faced off against the Faces of Fear, which are Ming and the Barbarian.
Yes, Faces of Fear. I love it.
And I like the Faces of Fear, like all their tag team maneuvers. They did so many of it. It was cool.
They really kind of made a decent tag team.
Yeah, I really liked watching them compared to Benoit and McMichael, who were just 2 individuals teamed together.
Well, plus Mongo is so useless that.
Yeah, I need the comment. I mean, I know it's 1996 and I can't get a time machine, but I'm gonna need the Brain and Dusty Rhodes to get off McMichael's dick for being an ex-football player.
It's like, who cares? And he played for the Bears too. Like, fuck off.
It was a big deal back then to have pro athletes.
I know, but that's all they would not stop talking about.
Oh, I know it. For sure.
And then, I get it. I get it. Say it one time. I got it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
now
anyway,
move on.
You know how we feel about your goddamn trophy, you prick.
Hey,
Fuck your trophy.
when you're a winner,
To
you're
be
a
the
winner.
man, you got to beat the man, right?
That's right. Yeah, one day you guys can gloat about your trophy if you ever get it.
We can only hope. We can only hope.
I don't even
So,
want it. It's tainted.
Oh, I wrote down Chris Benoit's overselling was almost off-putting.
Yes, it was. It was Shawn Michaels.
He would get chopped and like go into a seizure.
Yes, he would.
Like it was so bad. I also put that Chris Benoit looked like
Anderson, you said that you would defend this world television title on TV each and every week.
Apologies.
What?
Getting things ready. Sorry, go ahead. I'm listening.
Stinkfinger returns again.
Sometimes I
Also,
forget him.
I put Benoit looked like a toddler next to the other 3 in the ring. Next to Mongo and next to Barbarian and Ming, Benoit just looks like a child.
Yeah.
And I really like the Faces of Fear in this match, even though they were supposed to be the heels.
Right.
And McMichael and Benoit cheat by using the briefcase and get the victory.
No.
Dungeon of Doom, though, comes in and destroy Benoit and McMichael after the match.
I love the Dungeon of Doom.
And damn, I should have wrote it down, but his name.
Kevin Sullivan?
Kevin Sullivan
Yeah.
is like talking to woman, like you didn't
Woman!
call me last night.
Yeah. And then I started thinking, man, I mean, obviously we don't talk about it, but it's just weird when we see Benoit.
Yeah.
And then you see
and
woman
woman.
there, and Kevin was.
And we watched Dark Side this past week.
You know the whole, the whole story. So going back and looking at it now, it's pretty wild. But yeah, it was pretty
So
wild.
next
to
up
see
we
where
had
were.
Ted DiBiase come out, say it's 2-0 NWO up to this point. Then he introduced.
That was
you
bad.
did that because I couldn't.
That's my Ted
Ha
DiBiase.
ha ha.
That was the count.
1.
NWO. 2. Giant doodle.
So, Count Chocula introduces the Outsiders for their match against the Harlem Heat. The Outsiders make their ring through the crowd, way to the ring through the crowd, and they're flanked by security. And I wrote down because Dirty knows this about. You guys both know I'm a Harlem Heat mark. Harlem Heat was my favorite tag team from WCW. I wrote down Harlem Heat was so cool. Like I thought they were, even watching this again, and I've seen it before. They were so cool, and they were so
Badasses.
over.
Yeah. Especially
Sherry too.
Sherry.
Yeah.
She's.
Yeah.
I still love Sherry more than anyone.
They were over with the crowd, and they were really cool. And in Booker T, even back then, he had an innovative offense. You watch people. Not as many people would do the some of the kicks that he would do back then.
Right.
I loved his axe kick, like the way he would fall down when he did it. I'm like, that's how it should be. It's awesome.
So this is still early in the NWO, like the NWO inception. It's 96. So, and the Outsiders are still very much slimy heels. They spit on Stevie Ray at one point. Kevin Nash forces Colonel Parker to give him the cane, and Nash hits Stevie Ray to knock him out because he was trying to go for the pinfall, and basically he hits Stevie Ray with the cane, and then pulls Scott Hall to pin Stevie Ray. I don't know why that was so hard to get out. Anyway, it allows Scott Hall to cover for the 3 count, and the Outsiders are the new WCW tag team. Or are they going to be the WCW tag champions or the NWO? So that's what the commentators kept talking about. They're like, well, they're still going to be the WCW tag champions. They're not going to call it the NWO tag championships.
But whose side are they on?
Like
Nash held that tag team belt up, and I thought it looked so small on him.
It did.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Remember back in like early 2000s when Big Show had the U.S. Championship, and it was so tiny.
He had the U.S. Championship on this show too.
Yeah,
and it looked like an actual belt to hold up his trousers and cover his doodle.
So in our grand finale main event, Hulk Hogan. Okay, so I wrote a lot of this down. Hulk Hogan comes out.
Hairpiece Hogan.
Yeah, I talked about that. Hulk Hogan comes out talking about his new Three Ninjas movie and Santa with Muscles, brother. Santa with me. You gotta watch that one. AJ. Santa with Muscles.
When Hulk Hogan runs wild on you.
Santa with Muscles, and the Three Ninjas he was in was Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain.
That's like the 4th Three Ninjas movie.
Yeah.
That's like straight to like Betamax. It's not even like straight to
Right.
VHS.
Right.
Like it's not even the same Rocky, Tum Tum, and Colt. Like it's different ones.
I know, it's like the 3rd iteration of Rocky, Tum Tum, and
It's
Colt.
their cousins.
Why do we know their names right
I was
away?
a big fan growing up. Clearly. So
Right.
I hated Rocky
Santa with
so much.
Muscles. Have you ever seen oh man, there's another Santa movie with Goldberg. You need to watch that one too.
Santa's Sleigh.
Yes, that one's hilarious.
I'm saving that one for Christmas because that's on my list as well.
Yeah. So anyway, moving on. I wrote he looks super lean, and of course he just came off an acting gig, so he looks super lean and super stupid with his haircut.
Ridiculous.
It's a hairpiece, but and I wrote more stupid than usual.
I would rather the classic iconic Hogan skullet than this monstrosity.
Which alone is stupid, but it's what he's known
terrible.
for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys remember when really quick when he had a match or Brutus the Barber had a match where they cut I believe it was Sherry's hair, and Hogan picks up Sherry's hair and puts it on his bald spot, which was so awesome.
So now he had a middle piece. I thought it was weird that whenever. So I wrote it later on. Okay, well, I'll get to that part. But then he walks to the ring for his main event matchup against Randy Savage. It was super awkward. This was super awkward because Michael Buffer began introducing Hogan, and then Savage's music hit,
Mm-hmm.
and then Michael Buffer just kept going. And
Yeah.
so Savage's music stops, and then Michael Buffer finishes, and then Randy Savage's entrance starts all over.
They pay that man like $150,000 per word, or it's something insane that he makes. And he does that shit all the time.
Used to be a million.
Ridiculous.
I like Bruce Buffer better.
Me too.
So anyway, Savage comes out along with his Macho Man monster truck that Joan won earlier in the night.
Joan McCaskey.
Yeah. So at one point during the match, Savage rips off Hogan's stupid hairpiece, and then he starts wearing it. He puts it on his head. And I thought it was weird that Hogan had enough hair back there to put in a ponytail.
Yeah, that was a bit strange.
So then Savage keeps pulling, and later on during the this was like a comedic main event. Later on in the match, Savage keeps pulling down Hogan's pants, revealing his G-string and his bare ass. And for some reason, at 43 years old, all the ladies in the in attendance were totally there for it. I looked it up back then. At that moment, he was 43 years old.
Wow.
There's so much interference and crookedness in this match. However, Hogan gets the win. After the match, the Giant dumps ice cold water on Hogan to wake him up, brother. Hogan gives a promo about the NWO takeover. And then you hear the music of the Rowdy One. Roddy Piper's music hits. Piper comes out, and Hogan looks like he's seen a ghost. This exchange between Piper and Hogan was legendary. I listened to it probably twice. And it's like historic. Like it was a trip down memory lane. And Piper even brings up WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was weird listening to that. I mean, now obviously it's normal.
They just kept on like talking. Like Piper kept talking as Shawnee's like, "All right, we gotta go," and then the paper ends.
Yeah. They talked so long, but yeah, the reason why I kind of liked this is it was a comedic main event. Man, there was all kind of stuff going on here. It was comical.
It was so ridiculous, but in the best possible way.
Right.
Like the whole hairpiece when Macho took it and put that. I lost it. Like I remember how much I loved that as a kid too.
Yeah.
I was looking. I was like, why does it? I was like, I told this is Primo. I was like, look at how stupid he looks. Like I just couldn't get over it. I was like, oh my gosh, he already looks stupid.
Right.
And then
somehow managed to even look dumber, which is difficult to do for him.
Is that it for?
And that
Havoc
is
96 there?
Halloween Havoc 1996.
All right. So that is 3 of the 4 Havocs. We got our last one coming up next week, 1993, Halloween Havoc. My favorite one, Vader versus Cactus. A lot of good stuff on this one here. So we'll be talking about that one next week.
I will say also that they were advertising War Games.
Yes.
Or World War III was next.
World War III
was coming up.
Yes.
Yeah. We're gonna have to cover that at some point. World War III was
the most ridiculous garbage in the history of garbage.
Crazy. But it's total WCW, man. So
yes, it is.
All right, let's talk about a couple notes here before we get to promo school with Arn Anderson. All right, boys. So Roman, shots have been fired across the bow here between wrestling companies. We got Roman making comments about throwing anybody from over there out the club, and we got Top Dollar and the Acclaimed. Well, I think Acclaimed said some things first on. So anyway, going back and forth with each other. So and Tony K's kind of instigating, wanting to kick WWE's tail here. So. What we're saying here, what I'm trying to say is here, what do you guys think about all this? Is it good for wrestling? Should we all just invest in this or what's going on here? What do you guys think is going on here?
I think that obviously competition is good. It brings out the best in both parties or in all parties involved. Go back to 98, 99 time frame and watch wrestling. Then it was the best. So
sure.
Competition obviously is good. However, Tony Khan mentioned going head to head with WWE, and then Eric Bischoff did get onto him for that. Eric Bischoff basically said, you can't say you're going head to head when you're not even on the same time slot. Bischoff was saying how back in Bischoff's day, he did go head to head, same time slot, same day. Like he was literally head to head trying to beat down WCW, taking their demographic and their ratings.
Right.
Jay,
what do you think?
I think that it's because like Primo, like you said, when it happened, like the difference was like both wrestling programs were awesome. Like you could tune into WCW and get an awesome show. You could turn into WWE and get an awesome show. That's not the case. Like it's just not like. AEW is phenomenal. WWE on its best day right now is middling. So you're right that competition is good, but it's the competition before is what made WWE what it is.
Right.
Now that WWE is what it is, I think they're just being like, oh, well, there's no competition, and I think their program is gonna suffer because of it, especially considering when they do go head to head, Rampage beats them in all the important demographics.
I'm hoping that they're not stubborn. WWE being stubborn, because the competition could bring WWE to reach deep within and bring out who they should be.
That's what I was hoping for. Like, look at with the amount of talent that they have on that roster of WWE. The shows could be not equal, but at least close to quality wise.
And also the Acclaimed and Top Dollar.
Shut the fuck up. Acclaimed.
Do something first.
Yeah, you're. This is why I don't like them. Get out of here. Shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Let Roman say
it's
things.
fun banter. I like the competition. I'll say this, man. I don't think Vince gives two shits about ratings. I really don't. I think Vince will start paying attention when they start taking money out of their pockets.
Which will
when AEW starts taking money out of their pockets, in the long term, in the short term, I think that's when they'll start paying attention. Right now, I think they're probably just waiting to see if they're gonna be around in another couple years.
If they're gonna burn out.
WWE is a publicly traded company, and
they're a conglomerate. Whereas,
they have more avenues than just what's on TV.
Yes,
sure.
AEW is a wrestling
worldwide,
show, whereas WWE is a they have all I'm watching all their crappy, shitty movies. So
yeah, I was gonna say I think the war is definitely on now. I mean, they're recognizing each other. The talent is recognizing each other that it's us versus you kind of deal. Impact's sitting back going, hey guys, y'all go ahead and fight.
Yeah, we're still
we'll
here.
hang right here. Although we're affiliated, kind of. But everybody's watching the ratings now. Everybody's waiting to see who beat who. You guys seen it? Was it today or yesterday when the ratings came out? Tony was waiting. Everybody was waiting. AEW won.
I still think it's so cool, though, that besides, whatever, the competition, all that aside,
sure,
how it's besides WWE, everybody else is it's just wrestling. So we just saw the AAA tag titles switch hands on what was it, Rampage?
Yeah.
It was on one of the AEW programs, which is cool. And we saw the Impact Heavyweight Championship switch hands on AEW. Mm-hmm. So it's really neat that you can at any given point. You can see a champion from another promotion be on any of these promotions that don't belong to WWE.
It's almost reverse what happened in the 80s, what Vince did when he started,
when he bought the territories.
Yeah, when he was buying up territories, because then it was Vince taking over. Now everyone's banding against just Vince. And
right.
I kind of like that. I think
because
it makes for a better programming. Yeah, it makes for a better show.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting as the weeks come up here. Let's talk Dark Side of the Ring, boys. Luna Vachon.
Woof.
This one opened my eyes. I didn't know a lot about her. She was one of Moolah's girls, so we knew where that was probably going to go. This really opened up my eyes. It was about her life and what it came. I was really interested in this one, man. I enjoyed it. Other than for what it was, it's a dark story. We always say that, but
yeah.
What'd you guys think of it? I thought it was a good, well laid out. I thought it was good.
Gangrel
was on there, her son.
I also didn't know that. I didn't know a lot about Luna Vachon. I liked Luna Vachon because she, was always this snarling beast lady, but who was really wasn't she?
She's in the oddities. And,
yeah. And it just the whole thing was kind of fascinating, sad, but fascinating. Yeah. So, this is I think my favorite one so far.
I think that. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think she's one of those girls before her time. She would thrive in today's women's division.
Absolutely, she would. Because she wasn't booked to be this, beauty queen like all the female performers were back then. She was an actual I don't want to say wrestler, but she was something different.
Yeah,
and that
she didn't want to do bra and
It
panties.
definitely wasn't just about ballet, is what it was.
No,
right.
no.
So two things that I wanted to say was I like that they weren't shy talking about Mula's school.
Mm-hmm.
And they and also the whole time I'm watching this, right? Every time her son comes on the screen, I'm like, where have I seen this dude? Like he looks so familiar to me. And I was just like, man, what in the world? And me and my wife, outside of wrestling and Primo's real life, my wife and I are super marks for anything Gordon Ramsay.
Interesting.
So her son was a contestant on Hell's Kitchen.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
In fact, at one point he talks about culinary school. So on the show on Dark Side.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh, he was on Hell's Kitchen. It clicked at one point. Yeah. So
Interesting.
I thought it was a good one. I think this specific season so far, I think that the plane ride from hell or the canyon one might have been my favorite one.
The plane ride from hell made me the saddest, but I thought that this one was the most interesting.
Yeah, I like this one because I left knowing more about her than I knew more. All the other ones I kind of knew a lot more. I didn't know a whole lot about Luna. So, other than, obviously Mad Dogs, and the Vachon family, but yeah, I came away learning a lot more about her than I feel like I should have known already, honestly. So I was intrigued by it. So it had me interested for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Mick Foley always has the nicest things to say about these people.
He does. I don't think he's ever said a bad word about anyone.
He really does. He's a nice touch to these. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
yeah. All right, let's move on. It's time for promo school with the enforcer, Arn Anderson. Well, he doesn't talk about laying Ronnie Garvin's brains on the pavement or, or pulling out the Glock. That kind of stuff, but he's going to talk about Ronnie Garvin and the TV title. Check this one out. Just a classic Arn Anderson promo, and just shows you like when Tony Schiavone's interviewing him, how he can ad lib on what things that Tony says. So check it out.
Admit, Arn Anderson, you said that you would defend this world television title on TV each and every week. By golly, a man of your word, and you signed with Ron Garvin.
What do I have to do to prove myself, Tony Schiavone? I haven't signed nothing with Ronnie Garvin. All I did was lay out an open contract. He's the one that signed it, and I don't know whose idea it was, but I've came out here every week and defended this title like I said I would, as a man, as a champion, and now you're going to make me get on national television out here with Ronnie Garvin? He's not a top contender. What he is the Charles Manson of the wrestling world. I look at Ronnie Garvin's eyes, and I don't see anybody there. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to get in the ring with that idiot, especially not on national television where my credibility's on the line. I don't know who's making me do this, but the fact is, it's already been signed, and I do have to do it. So I guess I'll have to make the best out of it. Is that correct?
This is one of the top contenders for
Yeah,
Ric
he's a
Flair.
top contender in a lot of things. Top contender to go to prison, top contender to murder somebody, top contender to be a pervert, anything. Okay, Ronnie Garvin, I'm stuck with it. I'm stuck with it. You got 10 minutes to come get this, but just remember, your credibility's on the line, and you're not going to knock me out. That one punch fluke that you happened to pull on my cousin was just a fluke. That's all it was. You're a one-time lucky bomb. It'll never happen again. So I'm going to get on here on national television, and I'm going to do just like I said I would. I'm going to beat Ronnie Garvin right in the middle of the ring. Lesson 1 starts today, Tony Schiavone.
All right, you are the champion, the world television champion. Let's go to the ring.
Oh my god! So I have a confession to make. I love Ronnie Garvin. I think he's so awesome. Such garbage, but I love him.
I know. That's good stuff, man. But yeah, I love how he just ad-libbed that. Number one contender to go to jail.
To go to prison.
I love that, man. That was good stuff, man. I had to bring out a little old Arn Anderson promo since he had been in the headlines here lately. All right, time to close the show. Then we're going to talk about St. Louis Anarchy and a few more things here. First of all, I want to thank Coastland Apparel for sponsoring the show. Where can you get sit-down marks, Primo?
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Amazon Prime Music, Audible, and now on Sportswire Online Radio. Live Fridays at 6:45 Eastern Time, right before the Thomas Bryce Show. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review if you love the pod.
Very well said. Very well. Very well said.
So I was giving a tour of my living room.
All right, AJ, time for your UFC weekend picks update from last week. All right, coming into last week, you were 5-3.
Hell yeah!
You finished the weekend 2-2. They canceled one of the fights, so you did get the main event right. So that brings you to 7-5 overall.
Hell yeah!
All right. Yep. Okay, cool. All right, AJ. So let's go ahead and make your picks, and then we're going to go over Crown Jewel and get to St. Louis Anarchy. All right. So main event: Costa versus Vettori.
Vettori, get the fuck out of here, Vettori. Costa. Obviously.
All right. Dawson versus Glenn.
Dawson. Again, obviously.
Edwards versus Rose Clark.
Rose Clark.
Caceres versus Choi.
I'm going to go with Choi.
And finally, Trinaldo versus Grant.
Grant. No? Grant.
All right, so yeah, we have a little fun here. AJ don't know much about MMA, so we let him pick the cards each week based on last names alone. So
I know nothing about MMA.
We're gonna do that for a little while. Now I think I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna make you start choosing by nicknames.
Oh, that'll be fun too.
I think that'll be fun. So 7-5 going into the weekend. Let's hop back to Primo.
It's a winning record.
It is.
It is. So we can go over the Crown Jewel card that is coming on at 12 Eastern in the USA, 11 Central tomorrow. Take us over the card. We'll just rotate and go through the matches and make quick picks. Here we go.
I'm betting 700 in UFC, by the way. Okay, moving on.
I said last week that I'll be at work tomorrow, but now I will get to watch this live, so I'll be there.
You can't go anywhere.
So will I. We can text each other.
There you go. We'll text each other.
I'm free, so I get to move about and do things.
You can step outside your front door. Man,
yes, I can. Yeah.
I cannot do that.
I went through all that garbage last year.
Crown Jewel. Here's the matchup. Let's starting off. We got Mustafa Ali versus Mansoor.
AJ, take it.
I'm gonna go with Mansoor because he looked really good the other day. My only justification.
Is he gonna get beat in his hometown? That's usually.
Oh yeah, it's WWE. Yeah. No, I'm gonna stick with Mansoor.
I mean, yeah.
Mansoor.
Mansoor takes it.
Yeah. He wouldn't be on the card otherwise. Let's just
yeah.
He's in his hometown, and he won he's had this feud with Mustafa Ali, but he won the Battle Royal here or something one time.
Yeah, a couple years ago. Yeah. Well, he didn't know he.
No, he debuted.
Yeah, he debuted.
That was a debut there. Okay, gotcha.
We have Edge versus Seth Rollins 3 in Hell in a Cell.
Match of the night.
You take it, Primo. What do you think?
I think. Oh man, that's a hard one. It's the trilogy
match.
Let you take it.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell. I agree. Once again, it will steal the show. I think between that one and the King of the Ring finale, those two would be the best matches. But this one in particular, I think that Seth.
They 1-1, 1-1, right? 1-1.
I think Seth takes it.
Okay.
I did too. I agree.
All right, moving on. We have the Queen's Crown finale between Doudrop and Zelina Vega.
I'm gonna go with Zelina on this. Heels make better queens and kings of the ring. So
she put the crown on already.
Storyline wise, she touched it. That's bad news. Yeah. So storyline wise, I'm gonna say, this might have been, another reason why she came back and after being
Queen
released,
Zelina?
so that she's gonna be the queen. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Zelina.
I think if they want to kill the gimmick immediately, put it on Doudrop. Like I hate saying that, but It's true. Like,
What? Yeah. What if they put it on Dewdrop and she's just like, ha ha ha, bitches, I'm not really Dewdrop. Bow to me.
then I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
But as
She's like, I'm not some nice little woman wrestler named Dewdrop. Now,
Dewdrop.
They
you
have,
know,
I mean, if they put it on her, they're going to have to have an angle, some sort of.
Yeah. Ugh.
Because if they put it on her and she didn't do anything and she beat Shayna Baszler to get there,
Duh.
like, what the hell?
Why WWE?
So, King of the Ring finale: Balor versus Woods. Prince Balor versus Xavier Woods.
AJ, think
So
with your brain, not with your heart.
This is
Not with your heart, AJ.
This is gonna hurt me either way because not only do I think Xavier is gonna win, I want Xavier to win. I don't want Finn Balor to, because I mean I think Xavier Woods will do.
Finn's already a prince.
Well, plus Xavier Woods will do such a better job with it than Finn Balor. Finn Balor already has like 8 gimmicks going. He doesn't need King of the Ring as well.
If Xavier were to be given a royal role, what would it be currently? Would it be Jester?
Jester, yeah, it'd be Court Jester. Plus, I just want Xavier Woods to have something like that, some sort of program moving forward. So I'm rooting for Xavier Woods.
Yeah, me too. All right, no holds barred match where Goldberg is going to commit murder against Bobby Lashley.
Kill you Thursday.
So, what's your take on that, Dirty? Goldberg, Bobby Lashley.
I mean, this seems like one of those one-offs that Goldberg could pull out and win here to keep it going. But I'm hoping this is Goldberg's last date, being signed for a while. He's gonna grab that money and run here. Lashley goes over clean into the feud. Clashly. Clashly moves on to the next feud. So
I think that they took the title off of Lashley on purpose,
just so he can't lose it to Goldberg.
Could beat him. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
That's my thought, anyway. And I also am of the same mindset of wanting Goldberg to just go sit on his couch.
Yep. Fuck you, Goldberg.
I'm a fan of Goldberg in the 90s. And that's where I wanted to stay.
Yep.
So moving on to, we have the Raw Tag Team Championship between RK Bro, which is Randy Orton and Matt Riddle for all you marks out there, versus defending against AJ Styles and Almost. For what you got, AJ?
So RK Bro is going to win, and not only that, but AJ and Almost are going to break up.
Finally, right?
Yes, yeah, it really is time. Like Jesus Christ.
I'm so ready for AJ to have another singles run.
Yep, I miss singles AJ, and I
don't want none.
Almost he's not going to be a good singles competitor. Like
no.
I think Almost goes away very quickly.
He's clearly only with AJ so AJ can protect him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes,
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Then we have the thruple three-way dance between Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, and Sasha Banks for the WWE Women's SmackDown Championship.
Whose is this?
I said this already. Where if Bianca wins, since she didn't win against Charlotte on Raw, Charlotte takes the Raw Championship to SmackDown. Bianca wins this and goes to Raw, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm going to change the color of my title."
Yep, and that'll be it.
Yeah. So then we have last 2 championship matches. The WWE Championship match between Big E and Drew McIntyre. Dirty.
Big E, this is continuing to, McIntyre's changing brands. So the right thing is Big E wins clean and Drew does his job, puts the big man over.
Yeah, you think it really makes, because Drew's known for having those real hard hitting matches. So you think
he'll make
that
him
they
earn
make
it,
Big E look real good in this match.
I hope so.
Yep.
And then, AJ, we got the finale with Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against Brock Lesnar. What happens, and what happens with Paul Heyman?
I'm afraid that if they try to put Paul Heyman back with, like, if Paul Heyman pulls the old whoopsie doodle on Roman Reigns, that'll begin his face turn, and I don't want face Roman Reigns at all. I'm gonna say Roman Reigns wins, obviously, but I don't think it'll be clean. I think Paul Heyman will play some sort of role to help Brock Lesnar, but at the same time, why? Like, you're the advocate for the champ right now. Why would you go to it?
I think we don't get a finish. I believe this goes off with Paul having to make a choice.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah,
and it'll be I bet like something happens for the crowd after the cameras go off, but what we will see is that Roman will beat Brock Lesnar by some sort of shenanigans, or it'll be a no contest or something.
Well, also, we mustn't forget that just next month, Survivor Series, Roman and Big E are going at it.
Right.
Yes, which I hate the way WWE books, because so in AEW they're going to have an eliminator tournament, but it's for a shot at the AEW championship. It's not for a shot at Kenny Omega, whereas WWE books these things like, who's going to take on Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? See who wins, the Royal Rumble. It's like you're already saying.
But between now and then, he has to defend his title a few times. I wonder if he'll keep it.
Yeah, it's like, shut the fuck up, WWE. Like, we know he's going to keep it. Like, this is one of those little booking things that bothers me.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's Crown Jewel. I'll say this: it is a stacked card.
It really is a good card.
Oh yeah.
I hate to say it.
It kind of annoys me a little bit that it's a stacked card for a pay-per-view that's like at 12. Because if I was at work, I wouldn't have wanted to miss this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
12 o'clock in the middle of the day. But also at the same time, like, it's a big card for a pay-per-view that doesn't mean nothing. Like, as far as the big four go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be a house show mentality, like all the Crown or like all the Saudi shows are.
Yeah, probably will. All right, well, that is Crown Jewel, so we'll be tuned in to that tomorrow. AJ, me and you Friday night are going to be down in St. Louis Anarchy in Granite City, Illinois. Let me run over this card real quick, man. Ready for it. I counted 10 matches, man, so this is going to be sweet.
Big card.
Brooke Valentine, Angela Slane, and Charlie Evans in a triple threat match. We got Warhorse versus Cody Lane, which haven't seen Cody wrestle in a while, so
love Warhorse.
I'm pumped for that one. I'm excited for this one, too. They just signed Fred Yehi a couple weeks ago, and they're bringing in a guy that I'm very familiar with, Chip Day, who's wrestled all over the Carolinas. He's from Georgia, real gritty wrestler, man, so I'm really pumped to see him wrestle Fred. Then we got Moonshine Mantell versus Christian Rose. They're still their blow off from last time was still going on. And then a nice little match here. We got Davey Vega and Anthony Henry versus Gary J and Planet Williams.
Yeah.
This one I think is going to be a little hard hitting here, I believe.
Yeah, and I'm terrified we're going to see another terrifying spot where someone is going to die.
I know, we definitely could. Also, Alex Zane is a former NXT wrestler, GCW. He is wrestling Everett Connors, who we saw wrestle Davey Richards last time, so that'll be interesting.
That'll be cool.
Next to Kenny Alfonso is wrestling Thomas Shire, and then Jake Durden is wrestling Billy Starks, so that should be
yes. I love Billy Starks.
There. Last two matches here. We got our boy Beef, who is tagging with Bastard Cassidy against the Premier, old Soup, and Camaro himself, the
Soup
Quad
Campbell,
Father, if you will. Yeah, so they're going to go at it. And then the main event, Jeremy Wyatt, the champion for the last 10, 15 decades, versus Derek Neal, who we saw Derek Neal wrestle last time. I believe it was against Thomas Shire.
Yeah, Thomas Shire.
Yeah, there was. I'm looking forward to this, man. AJ, look at this card right here, man. What's the matches you're looking at?
I was so impressed with Jeremy Wyatt last time. Like I thought I wasn't going to be all that impressed, but that match, and it wasn't just Daniel Makabe either. It was like he pulled his weight in that match too. So I'm looking forward to the Jeremy Wyatt match, and then obviously our boy Beef, and then Billy Starks. I really like Billy Starks. I can't wait to see that one.
Yeah, I'm excited about Alex Zane and Everett Connors. Chip Day, obviously. This another top quality card, top to bottom by St. Louis Anarchy. This is what they do. Go check them guys out, man. Really awesome venue, outdoor venue. So
Gonna be chilly.
Gonna be a little chilly, so we're gonna bundle up there. But we'll be at the show. So if you see us, come talk to us. Come say hey. Maybe we'll give you a little free sticker or something like that. But appreciate all the support and can't wait to get there and for the show on Friday. So AJ, tell me what's going on next week on the pod.
Next week we welcome back our boy Adam Warwick. He's coming back, which is gonna be awesome. Like you said earlier, we're talking about Halloween Havoc 93 featuring Vader and Cactus Jack in the main event. We'll have our post-Anarchy discussions. We'll talk about Crown Jewel. Something new that we're doing next week. We're giving it a shot. Have a little fun surprise where we're gonna play GMs, starting our own wrestling companies, and we're gonna have a little mock draft, which that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna make the guys. We're gonna all pick 5 wrestlers, not the credentials is it can't be any champions right now. So go ahead, Pre.
Yes, Primo, you can pick Billy Gunn. He will be available.
Is that going with 2 ends? But
yes.
Is this are we doing like a live snake draft, or are we drafting beforehand?
No, this is going to be come with your list, and then it's going to be a live draft.
Potentials?
If I pick a guy that's on your list, you can't pick him for your company.
Right.
So
okay.
We're all going to start 4 separate companies. Adam will be on 2. 4 separate companies.
We should all come up with names for our companies too.
I already did.
We'll come up.
I did it immediately afterwards.
We'll add to it. So that'll be next week, man. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
AJ, I want to say something here real quick. I think it's time to start talking about your brother as Bryce Remsburg's the AEW referee. I think that's his doppelganger. I think it's time to start talking about that Michael might actually be Bryce Remsburg.
An AEW ref.
Yes.
Oh my God! Hold on.
Michael's going to be on the pod in November, so we're going to have to talk about that when he
yes.
comes out, so.
Make him
go look up. Yeah, go look him up right now. You'll be able to see him. So,
all
right,
God.
That is episode 33. I had a blast with you boys.
Yeah, I have a real quick something to say. I forgot to say earlier was that something that I like. There's certain phrases in wrestling that I like. For instance, I said it earlier, which was instead of a triple threat, I like when they say 3-way dance.
A 3-way dance.
Or I also like whenever instead of saying pinfall, he says he went for the lateral press.
The lateral press.
Right, yeah.
But I like when they have those alternate, more like official sounding,
like Gully Wally
Yeah,
phrases. Yeah,
right,
Gully Wally.
Threw him in the Gully Wally.
Don't fall in the Hully Gully there.
Hully Gully.
I'm
going to start paying attention to those now because I kind of like those too, and I'm going to make a list of them.
I want to thank everybody for downloading and subscribing to the episode today. Episode number 33 is in the books, boys. One more episode of spreading the good word of wrestling for the marks. I am Dirty Bird for my buddies Primo and AJ. AJ, take us home with those 3 words, baby.
It's great because I had some cheesecake earlier that I don't cook, so I bought it was like one of those $50 charity cheesecake things, and when I bought it, I seriously went grab them cakes and then started